me?
I just want to talk to him.
Why do you have a shotgun?
I just want to talk to him.
Dad, this is ridiculous.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
It is not his fault.
I just want to shoot him. I just want to talk to him.
You can't shoot him.
Shoot him.
Yes, shoot him. From the totally real country of Australia, I bid you all good evening, good morning, or good day, as the case may be. Across these many, many time zones, this is the pre-stream. My name is Therma, and we're here to talk about the news stuff from this week, from Lawtube to Lolcows, from Fortune to Forbes, from Onlyfans to CNN. How are you all, gentlemen?
It's okay. It's a kind of a Stormy Daniels night tonight. Loud and obnoxious.
God. Hey, chat. How's everyone going? Hey, Tom Bolo over on Rumble. I don't see anybody in the YouTube chat. Like, I don't see any comments in the Restream tab.
Well, you don't see Coasties and Coastie Juniors?
Yeah, no, I don't. I need to reload it. It's doing something weird. 1 second. I'm just about to disappear for a second.
Everybody say nasty, nasty words.
Yep, it's now your time.
Don't turn on that camera.
And he's back.
Let's see. This is annoying. Okay, so that it is connected. I just can't see previous chats. Hey, everybody. It's signed me out before, like just in the chat tab. And I was like, what? Anyway, let's get this show on the road. It should be a relatively quick one this week.
Yes, as we don't have Kim,
famous last words.
Anonymous or tags out there.
Tombolo says, welcome back. Tombolo with a $5 Rumble rant. Says, welcome back, gentlemen. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
So yes, kicking us off. Oregon has ended its ban on self-service gas pumps after 72 years. Confused motorists turn to how-to guides, and station attendants union slams the change as a blatant cash grab. I'm sorry. As someone from a country where self-service is the norm, this is baffling to me. How do you not know how to fucking pump gas?
Well,
To be fair, have you seen like the places that do self-service? The fucking dumb shit the Americans do.
Oh, it's not that bad. If you like know how to read English, you should be able to follow it.
I've seen people with Teslas thinking they can pour gas into a Tesla.
I've seen that too, yeah. I don't understand though. All you do is you take the cap off, you take the
nozzle out.
The nozzle out of the thing, you put it in and you squeeze until the tank is full. It'll turn itself off when it's full.
There's 3 nozzles. Which one you got to use?
Well, obviously the least expensive one.
But what if you got diesel?
Then the most expensive one.
well, in cases for diesel, usually diesel is like a separate pump altogether.
The 3B says Oregon, Portland is there. Yes, that is true. I don't understand a ban. Like, that's so protectionist.
Yeah, that totally is protectionist.
Is allowed to have the residents pump their own gas.
Oh God, I hate TikTok so much.
Some of you that are out of state are...
Never mind. Residents were divided on the change, with some expressing support and others skepticism. It's about time. It's long overdue, said Karen Cooper, who lives in Salem. Said shortly before the bill was signed. I spent a lot of time in California. I know how to pump my own. Well, everybody should know how to pump their own. Gas, that is.
Same, yep.
That's Australian news. I should move that to there. Aussie news.
If you don't know how to refuel a car, you shouldn't be driving one.
Yes, I don't understand that at all.
So we could actually take away all those horrible women drivers off the road.
Yes, prominent New York City. Sorry, my daughter just rocked up.
Fair enough.
And I'm back. Prominent New York City cancer doctor, Crystal Cascetta, shot her baby, then turned the gun on herself in suspected murder-suicide.
God damn.
Yeah. A prominent New York City cancer doctor killed herself and her baby at their Westchester home on Saturday morning in what police believe is a murder-suicide, reports said. Dr. Crystal Casetta, 40, a hematology oncology specialist at Mount Sinai Hospital, died from self-inflicted gunshot wound after apparently shooting her child. Preliminary investigation reveals that at approximately 7 a.m., Crystal Casetta entered her child's room and shot her baby and then turned the gun on herself. What the fuck? Shot her baby. What the fuck? This didn't happen in her home at Summers.
I mean, she did shoot herself, so
yeah, but some people.
I thought it was going to be.
reproduce.
Well, I thought it was going to be a. Oh God, Ken says, well, the baby stole away her career. I mean, the baby stole away her career and money. The baby had it coming. The mum is the real victim here. God. No,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be
so
like a
long
toddler, and it was some sort of weird self-defense thing, like she's accidentally shot her kid and gone, fuck, that's it, my life's over, and then just swallow the gun. Because that happens.
Right.
But Jesus Christ, she's what the fuck?
Oh, and they also then blamed the husband that was away on a business trip.
Oh, of course, it's the husband's fault.
Yeah.
Oh, naturally.
God.
The husband drove her to it.
They're married in 2019.
So it's a really
Company's
young.
website says Casetta used a medical science background to help advise in the creation of the product. Tell you that being a doctor was in her DNA. God, the fuck is wrong with people? No
Think
note.
of all
no
that
nothing.
medical debt that's going to go away now.
Potentially debt, yeah.
No, it's not going to go away.
It'll go to the father.
She works at Mount Sinai. It was all paid up front.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Wait, she.
That's.
Yeah, I just shake my head sometimes.
Yeah. The studio's strike chief negotiator has told the Writers Guild of America that they're not willing to negotiate on success-based residuals. So this is after almost 100 days of writers and also actors on the picket line, clearly explaining the importance of residual changes. So they want their flat fees. They want their, like we've gone over it before, but they want their play residuals. So when something they've written is broadcast or released to theaters, and they also want points on the success.
Yep.
And the sticking point there is they don't take any risk. Like you get point. Like if you're an actor, like if you're a big name actor, you'll take less money up front for points on the gross.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a risk that you take because you could be working for less because the movie could fail.
And
whereas the writers want that without taking a risk. And it's like
they should implement, like, if we lose money on the movies, you should pay us. You know,
they can do that.
Dividend.
If you're a big enough writer, you can negotiate that. You have an agent. If you're a big enough writer, you can negotiate that. But why should every writer get that? Like some of their requests
why should it be
too extreme?
standard?
And this has been going for 100 fucking days.
Why should
and
it be?
There's no
standard?
sign.
Do you know what the longest strike was?
Enlighten us.
I think 6 months.
No, it was 100 days.
Really? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Are you sure it was only 100 days?
Yep. The
Well,
last
you gotta
writer
remember-
strike, the longest that they had, it was 100 days.
Damn.
But yeah, you got to remember that there was probably a lot more pressure to get TV shows and movies back on schedule.
Well, the last
pressure
writer
at the
strike
moment.
brought us. The last writer strike gave us the explosion in unscripted TV.
Yeah,
It's the reason Survivor
unscripted.
exists.
Unscripted.
So, well, reality TV.
To a point.
So
Yeah.
but now they have to compete with YouTube. They have to compete with Rumble. They have to compete with like
And all the streaming services.
all
are
the
losing
streaming
money.
services are still Like you haven't watched everything on every streaming service, so there's still content out there.
Yeah, but streaming services, I think Disney lost. What did they do in their deals? Like $100 million that they lost in their streaming service this year.
Yeah, the issue was all these fucking companies thought it was a great idea to set up their own streaming service because Netflix was making a buttload of cash.
Yep.
And plowing it straight back into content. So all these other companies were like, "Oh, well, I've got content. I'm just gonna make my own like streaming service and make a shit ton of money with blackjack and hookers." Yeah. And they all did it, and they realized, "Holy shit, this is really expensive."
What kind of hookers are they? The Tim kind or the
depends on the streaming service.
They're the expensive kind.
That's a lot better than what usually what other people like Tim goes for.
They're the kind that expect jewelry after about a week.
No, they get gold. They get a pearl necklace.
Arizona woman Melody Felicano Johnson, accused of trying to kill her U.S. Air Force worker husband by poisoning his coffee with bleach after he set up a secret camera to catch her. Robbie Johnson accused his wife Melody of pouring a toxic substance into his morning coffee on multiple occasions. So she was indicted by a grand jury on charges of first-degree attempted murder, attempting to commit aggravated assault, and poisoning food or drink. Yeah. So Johnson was stationed in Germany for work in March 2023 when he thought his coffee started tasting very bad. His wife would prep his coffee the night before, so in the mornings he just had to turn it on and have his caffeine fix. Because with suspicions, he bought pool testing strips, dipped them in his coffee pot, which showed high levels of chlorine.
Oh wow,
that's a fucking good idea.
He
pool testing strips. That's some out of the box thinking.
He must have smelt it and thought, "Is this chlorine?"
He also set up cameras which showed his wife Melody pouring something into the coffee pot. According to police reports, he continued to pretend to drink the coffee, but did not file a police report until he arrived back in the Davidson-Monthan Air Force Base in the US in July. He set up more cameras at their permanent stateside home, one over the coffee machine in the laundry room where the bleach is kept, and another showing the route from the laundry to the coffee mate. Dude, this motherfucker, this guy's like, I'm going to nail this bitch.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, fucking, this DA is like, I love this guy. Fucking slam dunk.
Yeah, just
we have footage of her getting the bleach from the laundry. We have footage, the same footage timestamped of her going from the laundry to the kitchen, and we have the more footage of her pouring it into the fucking coffee dispenser. Like, holy shit. Guys, do this.
Yeah. Do not
if you think your wife's going to poison you, do this.
Yeah, do not react immediately. Get evidence of it.
According to the prosecution, Johnson had just bought a house in the Philippines and was therefore seen as a flight risk. She's going by her maiden name now. Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah. Lol. That's insane. A brawl took place at a riverfront park in Montgomery, Alabama. Reportedly, a group of white men attacked a black dock worker after he asked them to move their boat. In response, a group of black men intervened to defend the worker. Several were detained and charges are pending. Dude, this is 5 minutes long. Holy shit.
Who's your money on?
The black guy. Oh, that's not fair. Nah, that's straight up bullshit. If it's a one-on-one, stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Like, don't go fucking running in like some fucking Superman.
I thought your money was on the black guy.
Yeah, but that's not fair. One-on-one of my money's on the black guy.
I mean, he
man. How you going?
He outweighed the guy probably by like 30 pounds at least.
Ken says, I thought my wife was trying to kill me, so I've kept her chained in a basement for 87 days. So far, using advanced interrogation techniques to prove it, she hasn't broken yet.
Yeah, that ain't something to say on the internet.
Just be careful with the waterboarding.
Don't go overboard.
Puts a lot of strain on the heart. Ah, god damn it. Because this is unlike Thermo, I enjoy good lynching.
Oh God!
I'm glad you said unlike. I don't believe this is real. This is AI generated. No, you know why? That black guy can swim.
No, he can barely swim. He's dog paddling.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
That's an attempt at freestyle without putting your face in the water. And
Yeah.
it's in Alabama, so I wouldn't put my face in the water either. Oh, he's starting to run out of steam there. You could do it.
Get up there, young buck! Get up there, young buck! Get up there, young buck! Shit, they throw his ass up!
I'm sorry. The time it took for him to swim across, the other guys walked down
Yeah.
and
We got
around.
action, baby! You ain't finna do nothing! Arrest that ass! Oh, Lord!
It's like, fuck you, I'm taking the bridge.
That boat, baby! They ready to move down! They ready to move down!
Ken says, remember the ice bucket challenge for ALS? There were people doing the waterboarding for ALS challenge to step it up a notch. Videos are amazing. That's not true. That's not true.
I believe it's true
No
for
one's
one
that.
person.
No one's that stupid. I
Have you
remember
met
seeing-
the American people?
No, I remember seeing a Vice reporter get like volunteer to get waterboarded, and he wasn't even, so generally when you're waterboarding someone, you put the cloth over their face and you pour the water on them, but you have them tilted backwards. Like you don't have them straight flat, you have them sort of tilted backwards so that the water sort of
Goes
runs
up
into
the
their
nose.
nostrils. That's the most effective way to do it. Don't ask me how. I know that.
And
Fucking
Like the
fad.
Vice guy just has it on his face. He's not even pitched back, and they pour it on his face, and he's immediately like just freaks the fuck out. So I refuse to believe anybody would submit themselves voluntarily to an actual waterboarding.
And also, you hold the cloth down over their mouths to force them to want to breathe. And
Yeah.
that's once they start wanting to breathe, that's when you pour the water.
Yeah! Yeah! What's up? Y'all were told a minute ago. Yeah! Woo! Woo! Woo!
Everybody's getting charged. Everybody's getting charged with assault.
Yep.
Everybody gets to catch an assault charge.
You
Yep.
get assault
Except
charge. You
women.
get assault
Like,
charge. You get assault charge.
Like they've left. That's it. You don't get to fucking chase them. I don't care what a bunch of dickheads they are. I see. Now I have to look it up. God damn it! All right, YouTube.com.
Where is Tim?
Well, yeah.
He could buy some nice property in Alaska right now.
Yeah.
Waterboarding ice bucket challenge. All right, let's have a
What's
look.
up? I'm Steve. I'm gonna do ice bucket challenge, but instead I'm gonna do a waterboard of myself because you're all pussies. Also gonna kick it up a notch by pouring a bottle of 100% gluten-free 5 Wives vodka that's been
Oh,
sitting in my
God.
freezer.
Isn't that your favorite vodka? Isn't that
Fuck,
isn't that the
this
vodka
is
you
from
gave
fucking
Racket?
Utah.
9
That's
months.
the only
It's
place
terrible
5
stuff,
wives
but-
and 5 husbands sold.
Oh, that's so diluted. It's not going to make a fucking difference.
That's not a water.
That one
He's
got
not
me,
even
actually.
strapped down.
You started thrashing. It's pretty clear I'm the most charitable person in the U.S., so I'm not going to nominate anyone. Thanks, guys.
Oh my god, fuck's sake. Anyway, mansion collapses into Alaska River after break in Mendenhall Glacier suicide basin caused extreme flooding. Let's watch someone lose their
Oh no, global
very
warming.
expensive house. Oof.
It sucks.
I'd be
Depends
worried
how
about
you
these
wanted a new
apartments
house.
here.
Yeah, it's they see what's wrong with how there's a fucking river. Don't go building over it because shit.
I don't
can
think they built
happen.
over it. This is like
Yeah, this is
recent
severe
erosion.
flooding.
This is rapid erosion.
Yeah.
You see a river. Don't build right next to it.
What did that just say?
What?
I
Are you
was
looking
just
at the
reading on-
side or are you reading this?
He's looking
Yeah,
at the
I
side.
was looking at the side. It said my girlfriend has a penis.
See, there's no Tim
there.
here to get upset about it.
Right
Yeah,
there.
that's all right.
My girlfriend has a penis.
This is how I end up with all these stories. It's because Ryu goes like, "Oh, what's that one? Oh, what's that one? What's that one?" Transgender women are better lovers than No. Biological man boasts straight TikTok star. No.
That's gay.
Straight a
Do
straight
you
social
have the
media
clip?
star. I do. A straight social media star is going viral after touting the benefits of sleeping with transgender women. Like, oh my god.
Well, you're not going to accidentally get one of them pregnant.
Adam
that's
Kubatsky, who runs the popular TikTok channel Successful Degenerates, recently boasted about his fling with transgender porn star Emma Rose in a video that's racked up more than 4 million views.
I think Rackets would get along with him well.
Like,
Yeah.
ridiculous. This girl is every bit of a woman and then some, he said, while suggestively pointing at Emma's crotch. No! No.
I got news for you.
Think of her as a Happy Meal with the extra. Oh, dude. Dude, no. No. God damn it. Like, God.
I've already got that toy to play with myself. Why would we need a
Oh, dude, I'm gonna.
second toy to play with at the same time? Did we need a second Ace Ventura?
Hang on, I gotta like.
A Pet
For
Detective
some reason,
movie?
embedding.
Did the Chappelle Show need a second season? Did we? 5 things I wish I would have known before dating a trans woman. Number 1, this girl is every bit of a woman, and then some. Think of her as that Happy Meal with the extra special toy that you haven't played with yet. Number 2, you say, hey Adam, I've already got that toy to play with myself. Why would we need a second toy to play with at the same time? Did we need a second Ace Ventura Pet Detective movie? Did the Chappelle Show need a second season? Did we really need to clone Kanye West to make a second? Wait, that's a bad example. But moral of the story is, good things come in twos. Number 3, you ever have one of those nights where you want to have a little bit of fun, but your schlonga chimichanga doesn't want to show up to the big game? Well, who better to understand than a woman who has dealt with those same complications? So now when she says, oh, it's okay, babe, it looks cute, you know she's coming from a place of empathy and not pity. Number 4, no, this does not make you gay. Listen, this is a little bit different.
That sounds
I got
fucking
news
gay.
for you. That means you're gay.
If after she gives you a reach around, she asks for one in return, that's gay.
If she can fuck you in the butt, that's gay.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a woman. It's a man with tits.
Well, that's how Maui likes it.
Man
You should
with
get a
tits.
clip
Lady,
from Ace Ventura.
lady comes in, lady boy. Yes, Jonathan. It definitely means you like dudes, or you're okay with dudes. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
But there was
But
plenty
just
wrong
be-
with that.
Just be
clip.
true to yourself, man. Exclusive. Hunter Biden's ex, Ali Kennedy, tells all stripper girls how Joe's
She a part of the
whipping
Kennedy
boy
family?
was
How's the
into
Kennedy
FaceTime showers. Hang on, what?
I said how the Kennedy family has fallen.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, wait. Poker says, wait, Therma, does that mean if the Troon girlfriend has ED from the hormones, it's not gay? No, because she's still got a dick. He's still got a dick. It's still a guy. Ken says it's only gay if you suck the trap penis or bottom for the trap. Everything else is straight.
I'm hearing a lot of cope from chat.
I'm hearing. I think the gay ratio in chat is much higher.
I think if you did a poll, I think the whole chat would all agree that that's not gay. But us four.
I think Ken's argument is any port in a storm.
where there's a hole, there's a goal. That doesn't just.
No, it's Poker. It's still gay. It's still gay. If the person you are having sex with has a penis, it's gay. Or you're a woman.
We can always talk about Cecil's girlfriend.
What's Cecil's girlfriend's? Eric says you can fuck 1,000 chicks, suck one dick, then fuck another 1,000 chicks. You're still a fag.
You'll be still known as the guy who sucks dick.
Yes. So it was into FaceTime showers, $800 all over spray tans, pricey dinners at STK Steakhouse in New York, and group sex. Kennedy was friends with Hunter from 2017 to 2019 and regularly texted each other raunchy pictures, which she says they didn't sleep together until the very end of their friendship. Oh, he was in the friend zone. She says he was the whipping boy of the Biden family. Well, yeah. Who just wanted his father's love and attention, but fell victim to his drug addiction. I've said this as much to my wife, and I think I've to a few other people. I think I've even said it on the show. Hunter's story is like really sad. Like Hunter is the whipping boy. Like he's the disappointment. He's the disappointing son who has done everything. Like gives like in all the text exchanges with his daughter. He talks about how you won't have to give half your like 80% of your paycheck to your dad. Like at least you won't have to give up all your money to your father. Because that's
basically he's the one who should have died instead of Bo.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I think I've said on Twitter that I can guarantee you, he has like his father has told him, he's a disappointment. Like he's been constantly compared to Bo, and that at one point I guarantee you, he was told it should have been you.
Yeah,
listen
that,
to it.
That fucking sucks. It really does do it. It really does something to you.
Because there's like Joe has a mean streak. Like Joe has a fucking real mean streak, and you never see it in public. Like, I've seen it reported. No,
2016 we managed to get bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, well, you see it occasionally. You see flashes of it when he's talking to Peter Ducey, because he fucking hates Peter Ducey. Because Peter Ducey always asks him a question about Hunter or his corruption, and you can see the flash. Like you're a real son of a bitch. Like that kind of stuff. Like you see the flash of anger that he sort of just barely controls now. And there was reporting a couple of weeks ago from inside the White House that was, look, if you work there, you're going to get fucking railed by Joe. Like at one point, he's going to tear you a new asshole. Like because behind, like he may be old Joe to the public, but behind closed doors, he's a mean son of a bitch. And I can absolutely like that. That's the thing. Like Hunter's, I do feel sorry for Hunter. But yeah. Like I think his story is I think his story is tragic. I think he's not in a position he wanted to be in. And I think his dad's going to hang him out to dry. So,
but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Is he the younger brother?
Yes, Bo was older. Yeah.
Yep.
Only 2 years. Only 2 years or 18 months older. Like there's only 18 months or 2 years between them. So, but yeah. Because I mean, Bo had career in the military that didn't end in getting a other than honorable discharge.
It would be happening.
A job in government. He was the attorney general. Yeah, Costi says he died in World War II. Yeah. That's what Joe said. Joe said he died in World War II, and nobody's going to fact check that shit. So yes, he's quite the tragic figure. So, and of course there's Hunter dicks out Biden. So anyway,
if there's a chick out, there's a dick out.
American Airlines passenger behind not real viral tirade that delayed travelers for hours, ID'd as marketing executive.
Can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now that back there is not real.
I want to see who she was sitting next to.
Supposedly it was a guy with a whole bunch of tattoos. Supposedly.
So Tiffany Gomez, a Dallas resident, was kicked off the plane following her bizarre outburst, which led to hours of delays for other passengers. Documents reviewed by the Post show. The 38-year-old, 38, not willing to leave the American Airlines flight, had to be removed by staff, according to police documents. Ryan says smash or pass.
I've seen the one that they superimposed the bikini on her, and yeah, smash.
Yeah, all right.
To be fair, it doesn't take that much to, make it to the smash category. It really doesn't.
Let's see if we can find her social, shall we?
If you're a 5 or a 6,
LinkedIn has been privated her LinkedIn.
I can almost guarantee you someone on this panel will smash.
She is. So, speaking from her $1.6 million Texas home this week, Tiffany Gomez finally broke her silence on a viral meltdown. Oh yeah. The fact that she wasn't arrested is issued a warning for criminal trespass, but was neither charged nor taken into custody.
Did you hear the fucking story of what they did not charge her with? Like, I'm fucking just laughing my ass. Like, I guess she went through, she said she wasn't going through their screening again to go back on the plane. People were fucking pissed. Then she got told that she had to leave the fucking secure area to go out at the fucking deal. She went back through TSA and then starts arguing back at the gate. And they kicked her out again.
Jesus Christ. Tombole says the art of the lady on the plane is fantastic with the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Yes, that's fucking awesome. There's more than that. There's more than the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. I think Bigfoot's right at the back, and that's who she's pointing to.
And then you have like Mange Davis or Cyber Frog.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's fucking great. It's one of those bits of art that has all those layers. Airbus is officially helping to build a new commercial space station. So Airbus Defence has signed on in partnership with Voyager Space in a joint venture to develop and build and operate a commercial space station called Starlab. My brothers in Christ, we've already had that. Like Starlab came before the International Space Station. Oh no, wait, that's Skylab.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck am I thinking of? Is that a cartoon, Starlab?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
Starlab was the DC version of Avengers Tower.
Maybe I'm thinking C-Lab.
That could also be it. C-Lab 2020.
Never mind. So yes, you'll be able to visit that, I'm sure.
Yeah, because basically the International Space Station's getting way too old.
And it's too private. It needs to be open to the public.
At Finster and Chris from Mr. Beast are shown hanging out with a known pedophile, Jean Ella Hollywood, who's been proven to groom little kids into porn addiction, as well as grooming Orion Giggly Goon Clown Passmore into becoming a transgender pedophile and groomer. Proof below. These guys are fucking weird, man. Which one's which?
The first one right there is Finster.
Okay. What the fuck is it? All right, Ryu. What the fuck is a Finster?
He's a femboy.
He's a
He's a
cross
femboy.
dresser.
Yeah.
Cross
Okay.
dresser.
He's not
Not a femboy.
transgender. He is.
Cross
He,
dresser.
So he's a trap.
Not a femboy.
yeah, he's a trap. He's a
cross-dresser.
straight trap. And he's
Okay.
like,
and this manly looking guy at the back here is Chris. I know that the guy from
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. Yeah.
yeah.
So this weirdo
Yep.
looking person in the middle is Jean Ella Hollywood.
Yep. And if you go down, there's a whole bunch of weird shit.
Oh god.
Do I need audio for this?
No, you don't need audio for this.
I'm not zooming in on that shit. Here we go. I'll just take their word for it. As a general rule, when there's that much fucking
When there's that much Discord screenshots, yeah. They're probably right.
It's like an excuse to be a fucking weirdo, like this trans stuff. Seriously.
Speaking of weirdos,
Wayne Brady comes out as pansexual. Let's make a deal star. 51 details his journey to accept his sexual orientation, and his ex-wife offers support.
It's just another way to be relevant. That's all it is. It's just another.
So do they? How they get off is they cook themselves on a stove.
What?
No.
sometimes a fire.
Oh,
Like a
pansexual.
pan?
Right. Okay. You know, that took me a second. Yes, that's funny, right?
Oh, right over your head for a second.
Yeah, I'm like, what? They cook themselves on. I thought literally, like, I thought you're being like, wait, what? They no. I was like, no, that's not that. That's a different kink. It's just fucking.
And
Wayne Brady officially came out as pansexual in a new interview on Monday. The Let's Make a Deal star, 51, who was previously married to actress Mandy Takeda, emotionally opened up about discovering his identity and discussed how he has emotionally received overwhelming support from his loved ones. Oh my God. The TV personality shares, well, like, doesn't actually. Brady initially explained to the outlet he considered that he was possibly bisexual, but expressed that he later began to identify as pansexual, because to him, pan means being able to be attracted to anyone who identifies as gay, straight, bi, transsexual, or non-binary.
I thought that was bisexual.
Bisexuals implies the binary choice.
yeah, and
But
allows
also,
for all the
we're thinking too
identity
logical about this as well.
And I got
Something
news
logic
for
about
you.
that.
That means you're gay.
Yep.
Stop it. Get some help. Another Roy story. Transgender woman demands ex-boyfriend to return her testicles for his fridge. Baza, that's great. Won't be eating at his house.
Was this a Coasty article?
This is a Costi Jr. article. Oh God, like fucking Christ. A transgender Michigan woman has demanded her ex-boyfriend return her surgically removed testicles, which she claims he's keeping in a refrigerated jar. That feels dangerous. You think they're like deviled eggs? Oh, two left. Brianna Kingsley, 40, of Pontiac, filed an affidavit claiming her ex, William Wojciechowski, 37, retains permission of my surgically extracted testicles preserved in a mason jar, kept in the fridge next to the eggs. You are asking for trouble. Like, you are asking for trouble. Like, fuck.
I don't want to know, but I kind of am curious. Do they crack like
Do they clock when you? Yeah.
You at least get them bronzed, and like have them on like a chain.
Then they can be clockers.
And then you hold them over your
Yeah,
I be like, these nuts. Demand immediate return of my human remains specimen and damages of $6,500. Adds the handwritten claim filed last week in Pontiac's 50th District Court, where the amount is the maximum allowed in the Smalls Claims Division. Kingsley appeared to poke fun at her missing gonads in a TikTok video last year titled "The Unboxing of D's Nuts." In it, she opens a box. And removes a bag labeled "Biohazard," smiling coyly as she puts her finger in the mouth and repackages it, suggesting they were her removed testicles, ending with a triumphant dance. Dude.
At least there's some, self-deprecation. A little bit of actual
Sean
humor.
would cover this case.
He should, but it's in small claims, so
Yeah,
we'll never know how it ended.
shame.
This was interesting, so bear with me. So we all know the GOP has a serious grifter problem, but I hadn't quite realized how bad until I started looking at FEC filings last month. I was interested when reports started emerging about DeSantis blowing through money. And while DeSantis' filings were predictably and mostly boring, note he does not have a spending issue, I became intrigued by another candidate's filings, Senator Tim Scott. Here's a thread on what I found. Tim Scott entered into the 2021-2022 midterm cycle with a little more than $5 million on hand. This was his third Senate race, and he'd won the other two by at least 30 points. Having spent over $120 million on Jamie Harrison in his failed attempt to beat Lindsey Graham in 2020, the DNC was not looking to light any more money on fire in a hopeless South Carolina Senate race. So they declined to officially back any opponent against Scott. This should have been an easy, relatively cheap re-election campaign, with Scott parlaying his excess donations into his presidential campaign. And while it was an easy victory and Scott did parlay his leftover funds, Tim Scott walked out of the 2022 midterms having spent more than all but three other GOP candidates, Walker, Oz, and Rubio, on a race where his Democratic opponent only raised $135,365 total. How is that even possible? Let's take a look. After coming through his 2022 FEC filings, here's a breakdown of his major expenditures. So he spent $325,000. So what's his biggest expense? His biggest expense is
Miscellaneous?
No, prospecting and marketing targeted victory for $6,287,816.03. 38 instances. And another $3 million in fundraising expenses. So money you spend to make money, I guess. I don't know how you get $1 million in merchant fees. Holy shit. That's fucking outrageous. Fuck you. MasterCard, Visa, go fuck yourself. If Scott were running against any other party-backed candidate, this might not look that unusual, but he wasn't. So it's worth examining this a little. The first thing I noticed when I scanned Scott's open secrets page was that his number 2 vendor, Meeting Street Services LLC, has never been used by any other candidate. That's surprising, considering Scott paid them over $4.5 million in just 4 months in 2022. An exhaustive search engine query produced nothing on Meeting Street Services LLC, no webpage, no social media account, no LinkedIn accounts listing, nothing.
It's his dummy account.
It's a dummy corp. Address given on Scott's FEC filing lists, Suite 1224, 4950 Centerpoint Drive Suite 100 North Charleston, South Carolina, which is the address of a Staples store in North Charleston. Presumably, Meeting Street Services has a UPS box there. Next, I did an LLC search. Turns out Meeting Street Services was incorporated in Delaware on the 17th of August 2022, and then registered in the state of South Carolina on the 31st of August 2022. Within 30 days of registering in South Carolina, Scott's campaign paid Meeting Street Services $2.9 million for everything from digital ads to billboards to TV production shoots and then TV ad buys. If you spent any time looking at FEC filings, and the one thing you can't help but notice is how many businesses each candidate uses during a campaign to get anything done. There's no such thing as a one-stop shop, except that's exactly what Meeting Street Services appears to be. By the end of the 2022 cycle, Scott had paid him over $4.5 million to do not what I listed above, but for polling, digital fundraising, P2P, texting services, compliance consulting, and general consulting. Since launching his presidential campaign, Scott for America, Scott has also paid Meeting Street services for digital persuasion, list rental, strategy consulting, website development, and media management. Media management consulting on top of everything else. As of his 30th of June 2023 filing, Tim Scott has paid this heretofore unheard of wonder company $9.8 million in just the first 10 months of their being a business. And yet we still know next to nothing about where this money is actually going. We all know about the consulting grift and what a scam it is, but Meeting Street Services is billing for other things we can actually trace, like online advertisements. Thus far, Tim Scott for America has spent $282,600 on Google ads and $120,696 on Meta Facebook ads, $403,296 in total, plus whatever he spent on Twitter and other platforms, which I can't imagine was that much considering that Google and Facebook together own 50% of the market share in online ads. But how much has Meeting Street Services billed Tim Scott for America for online advertising? $1.2 million. To be fair, they also tagged list rentals in some of their digital advertising bills. So the New York Times asked the Scott campaign for comment on this for comment on this 2 weeks ago. It turns out the New York Times, with all its resources, couldn't find it any more than I did sitting at a desktop. The Times also highlighted another almost $1 million Scott has paid to a brand new company named Advanced Planning and Logistics, again registered in Delaware last December, using the same agent Meeting Street Services used. The Times said Scott was the only FEC registered entity to use Advanced Planning and Logistics, but that's not accurate. Since March 2023, Opportunity Matters Fund Action, Larry Ellison Super PAC, that has thrown its weight behind Scott, has also been billed for $209,000 for travel management consulting travel. Regardless, there's no online presence, no physical address, just a mailbox located inside a Staples in Fairfax, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't read the rest because it's pretty fucking clear what's going on here.
He's cashing out.
Tim Scott's just like funneling this money to himself.
Yep.
If you could pierce the veil of a private LLC with like as a normal individual, I guarantee you Tim Scott's or one of his family members is a beneficiary. So, yeah, which begs the question: is he actually running for president, or is he just running to fill his pockets? So, I have a prediction.
Why not both?
Why not both? Well, you need money to run for president, and if you're scraping it out of your campaign into your pockets, you can't spend that money on your campaign. My prediction is if he doesn't do so, polls move money, and money moves polls. If he polls poor, like if he has a poor showing in Iowa, like right now, I think he's running third in Iowa for some reason. I don't know why. He's running third in Iowa. Now, granted, it's like 14% third, so it's not exactly a huge third. But if he doesn't do that in Iowa, he's just going to drop out because I don't think he's actually running. I think it's about the money. Because if his numbers, if you're in fourth in Iowa, that's it, game over.
Mm.
So no one's going to contribute any more to your campaign, so you might as well wrap it up. So, but yes, very, very, very shonky. Ken says Delaware is the one of the best states for anonymous LLC registrations. I looked into it when doing my LLC a while back. Yeah.
Yep.
So and they also have like a weird chancellery court. Yeah. And yes, he is running. He announced today he's running for Congress. We'll watch that.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So yes, S&P Global has dropped its ESG alphanumeric scale. So S&P is obviously the makers of the S&P 500. So they're a ratings agency. So since 2021, in 2021 they launched a ratings, an ESG rating. So they've dumped it. So yay, another ESG dead.
Yeah, it's a start, but still need to hammer it more so that everyone drops it.
Yep.
Why I'm running for Congress.
So let's watch Brandon's announcement. Oh, God damn it.
That's why I'm running for Congress.
How's it going, guys? If you haven't guessed, this is probably going to be a different video than you're used to. Today, August 12th, 2023, minutes before this video went live, I announced I am going to be running for Congress. Specifically, I will be challenging the establishment Republican Tony Gonzalez for the District 23 congressional seat in the Republican primary for 2024. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. No, this is not a joke. No, this is not satire. I have legally filed to run for Congress, and I do intend to take this role very seriously. I understand to many of you this may come as a surprise, but don't worry. In this video, I hope to explain why I'm doing this, what I actually hope to accomplish, and what this means for us going forward. But first, no, this channel is not about to go full political. So if you're here for the firearm breakdowns, history, and all the other fun stuff we get into, don't worry. That's not going anywhere, and no, I don't plan on sanitizing my humor or content either. But for me personally, a lot of things are about to change behind the scenes. But before I get to specific policies or the things that I want to accomplish with this, I want to talk first about the two main reasons why I decided to take this big leap. The first being that I love this country. I know it sounds cliche, but that's the honest truth. But much more than that, I think I have a deep love for the values that this country was founded on. The ideas of freedom, of self-governance. You see, America was never supposed to be the country that gave you everything you always wanted. It was simply a place that gave you the freedom and the opportunity to chase those things for yourself, to pursue happiness, to build great things. The freedom to choose your own destiny and build a life for you and your family. Sadly, those ideals are under attack, and they have been for a long time. That part, I don't think is ever going to change. We always have and always will have to fight for the America that we know and love. What I guess inspired this is that a large number of the politicians that liberty-loving Americans have turned to defend these ideals have failed. Several Republicans who swore to defend gun rights, to protect borders, and just in general putting the rights and interests of the American people above their own, have turned their back on these values. They voted time and time again against the constitutionally guaranteed rights of their constituents. This has to change. There can be no more incumbent politicians who vote time and time again against the interests of the American people without fear of losing their positions. It's like once they win their first election, they feel untouchable in the primaries. We have to remind them that if they fail to uphold their oath to defend the Constitution, that we will primary them, we will campaign against them, and we will win. Now, the second main reason I wanted to do this is to be an example of what I personally believe is the best way to effect positive change in this country. Lots of people, including fellow libertarian-leaning folks, will complain about the two-party system. That Republicans and Democrats will just hand you a garbage candidate that you feel the need to support because you have no other alternative. That is only half true. The real truth is that you get to choose who those candidates are in the primary election. And your vote and your efforts go a lot farther in that primary election because it's so often overlooked. But you can make a difference in your local elections, running for school board, city council, and a bunch of other local positions, sometimes even unopposed. I want to inspire a wave of freedom-loving young Americans to take on local roles, support liberty-minded candidates, and effect positive change in this country. If that is the legacy that I leave when I die, I will die a happy man. But how can I tell you to do something and inspire you to be leaders if I'm not first willing to put my money where my mouth is and do it myself? That is why I stepped up to the challenge. I identified the weak politician who was supposed to be my Texas representative, who voted for gun control, voted our rights away, and I'm challenging him for his job. Because I want these people to know actions have consequences. Now, I also want to make this very clear. I do not need this. I'm not running because this is a career I've always wanted. It's not. I'm not running for money. In fact, I expect to lose quite a lot by making this move. I'm doing this because in my heart of hearts, I truly believe that this is the right thing to do to make the kind of impact I want about issues that I feel deeply about. And with that being said, here are a few of the issues that I feel like aren't being handled properly that I aim to correct. As you might have guessed it, I aim to take a pretty hard stance on gun policy. I'm working with groups like the Firearm Policy Coalition, National Association for Gun Rights, and Gun Owners of America, just to name a few, on tackling intrusive gun laws. I will never vote for gun control. But not just that, I will do everything in my authority to weaken the ATF. And I will challenge ATF Director Dettelbach every time he so much as thinks about going after law-abiding gun owners. Now, my opponent that I'm running against, Tony Gonzalez, claimed to be in favor of gun rights, but he voted in favor of Biden's post-Uvalde gun control and claims he would do it again. I aim to ensure he never gets that chance. For too long, gun legislation has been decided by people who don't know the first thing about them.
I actually don't know what a barrel shot.
Okay,
I believe
it's in your
a shoulder
legislation.
thing that goes up.
No, it's not.
I've held an AR-15 in my hand. I wish I had it. It is as heavy as 10 boxes that you might be moving.
I'm going to fix that. I also aim to take a stance against digital censorship and big tech. As someone who made an entire career online, it is insane to me that the people who are in charge of legislating online issues are too old or out of touch to even define them. Issues such as social media censorship, cryptocurrency, AI, they're being decided by people who were born half a century before the first home computer. We are in a digital age, and we need people at the helm who understand these issues. It's also important for me to take a hard stand.
Jonathan says, at Stabby, people have made connections to him and Crenshaw, so possibly being a rhino. I don't know if Brandon's a rhino. Look, I don't think Brandon's a rhino. No. I think Brandon is as based as he appears to be.
We need more congressmen like that.
Stabby says, I'm trying to do guilt by association. Maybe making him making these connections is part of his move to politics. Yeah, that's totally fair. And yeah, Stabby also says maybe he was trying to influence politics without getting involved before. Yeah.
And
look, if you're running in a Republican primary, if you're running in any primary and you want to win, you're gonna need support, especially if you're trying to take out an existing
incumbent.
An incumbent. If there's an incumbent, that comes with a huge advantage.
Yeah, we need
fuck you, Ryan.
We need more young. We need more young congressmen who know what the fuck is going on as far as technology is concerned.
Yeah,
and is willing to be open and upfront with their community, with their constituents. And I think he would actually I think he'd actually, as far as grifting goes, would be using YouTube on a regular basis, other than just hiding behind and waiting to talk to people behind the closed tower when they are forcing him to when something happens. No, he'd probably be doing regular updates.
Well, look, he's got 2.8 million subs.
Yeah,
that's a big megaphone. So that's a big megaphone you can tap to fundraise. That's a big megaphone you can tap to get your message out. That's a big. He's got contacts in Florida politics. He's got contacts in Texas politics. He's got contacts in the Republican Party. That's important.
And he's known for
because
actually
if the party doesn't want you to win the primary, you won't. So, simple as that.
Stance as a First Amendment advocate. Given that when we're no longer free to speak our minds about issues that are important to us, we will no longer be a free nation. The next is border security. I know of everything we've talked about, this might be a more controversial topic, but Texas District 23 has more border frontage with Mexico than any district in the country, making this a very important issue for us. It's also an issue that Tony Gonzalez has also failed in by voting against Republicans in favor of amnesty. As somebody with Hispanic lineage on both sides, I know more than most that this is not an issue born out of hatred for immigrants. It is instead born from respect for due process and above all, the safety of American citizens. Now, of course, there's lots of other issues that I don't really have time to delve into here, but my stance on most things can pretty much be summed up with this. I am a hardcore constitutionalist that believes that the government that governs best is the government that governs least. Yep. The federal government of the United States is out of control, and it has been for a long time. Plenty of politicians that are currently still in office are complicit and allowing it to become the monstrosity that it is. I intend to, at the very least, block measures that will continue to feed this out-of-control beast. And if I can, dismantle it at every opportunity that I get so that we the people have the best shot possible to live out the American dream without interference. That is my goal. So if you and I share similar goals, then I'm asking for your help and your support to try to make this campaign a success. And there are plenty of different ways to help. The first and most direct way, of course, is to donate. You can go to the links in the description and the pinned comment or BrandonHerreraForCongress.com to donate directly. You can also read a bit more about some of my stances I take on other issues as well. You can also pick up a Herrera 2024 Let's Go Brandon shirt over at Bunker Branding, both to financially support and to show your support in public as well. Links again to that will be in the description and in the pinned comment. The last way, and this one should be fairly obvious, if you live in Texas District 23, a fairly large district spanning from El Paso to San Antonio, and you are not registered to vote in the Republican primary, I greatly urge you to do so. Or if you have family or friends in that district, you can help by spreading the word that there is a new candidate on the Republican primary ballot. One that will actually vote for Texas values, and not with gun grabbers and globalists. So if you know anything about me, you know that I am not a politician, I am not politically correct, and I'm not afraid to stir the pot. And someone who will stir the pot is something I feel like is badly needed right now. You can also follow along as I vlog the entire journey of what it's like to run for Congress over on my B channel. It's gonna be a wild ride, and I can only imagine what that's going to look like. But I know that it's not something that people usually get to see. So I felt like that would be a fun way to get to share this experience with you in a more raw and unfiltered way. So if you'd like to follow that, of course, links are down below as well. So yeah, life is about to change for me, at least for a couple of months. But with any luck, some real good has the potential to come from all of this. I've already got the support of several organizations I've been working with behind the scenes. The real question is, do I have yours? Thank you all so much for supporting me through everything. And I hope to see you at the polls. At the very least, in the next video. Thank you.
Help them win Mexican standoff.
So yeah, head on over to if you are in America, by all means, head on over to his website and donate. Like he's the real deal. Like Brandon's the real deal. He's a good bloke. And if you're not in America, well, I don't know. I guess support him on social media. I guess.
Yeah.
But here's who he's running against. Stabby says, I don't align with any party, but I've yet to meet someone who understands me when I'm a constitutionalist. They understand when I tell them I'm pro-gun and want drugs for it. Yeah. So
most people don't know what the Constitution actually dictates.
Stabby, that sounds more like a Glenn Beck position. A constitutionalist more than party aligned. Texans deserve better. Texans deserve better. GOP rep already drawing 2024 primary challenges after being censured by a state party. This is from March 27 this year. So he's been censured by the state fucking Republican Party. Rep Tony Gonzalez of Texas will now face 2 GOP challenges in 2024 should he seek re-election following his censorship by the state Republican Party. The former ICE Special Agent Victor Avila and Medina County Republican Chair Julie Clark have declared their candidacy against Gonzalez, arguing Gonzalez no longer represents the values of the party or his constituents. If he wants to vote with the Democrats, there's a Democratic Party that he can run for, Avila told the Daily Caller News Foundation. The Republican Party of Texas censured Gonzalez due to perceived lack of fidelity to the party's core principles, resulting in a loss of party support should he seek re-election and open the door for GOP challenges. So there you go. It's wide open.
Wow. Yeah. So it'll be a little bit easier.
He's done his dash, and the party's happy for him to go. Honestly, the Medina County GOP chair is probably the biggest risk because that's someone who's eminent. That is someone who would be eminently connected within the party, but 'tis still a woman, and it is still Texas. So.
And he's probably a better shot with the gun, and will Texans appreciate that more?
But yeah, let's have a look. Tony Gonzalez has $1.5 million cash on hand as of the 30th of June. So, and it's a solid Republican seat. So the primary is the real race. Where did I have it? So yeah, there we go. These are the candidates so far: Victor Avella, Julie Clark, and Brianna Herrera. I don't think there's any polling.
Question: what does Julie Clark look like?
Like a
Let's
Julie
see.
or a Clark.
Let's see. GOP chair Julie Clark. Home Clark for Congress. She got a picture of herself on her page.
Eh.
This looks like a Karen.
Really?
With a shotgun.
She looks like a thicker Sarah
She's
Palin.
a Taylor Palin.
Let's watch her launch video, shall we?
Oh, right there. Right there, she's done. Mitt Romney, God.
Let's just watch it first before we say it's done.
Yeah, I would say so.
G'day, mates. Today we are on the hunt for the elusive rhino. No, not rhinos. Rhinos. Republicans in name only. These critters may look like your average Republicans, but they don't hold true to conservative values. You may be familiar with them. People like John Kasich or Mitt Romney. Here's Tony Gonzalez in his natural habitat, trying to take away our guns.
Well, so I was proud to support this legislation. I'm glad it's signed into law.
Crikey, this bloke is a real rhino. And that's not even the worst of it. This little bugger voted for taxpayer-funded abortions and even voted against securing our border with a wall.
Huh?
Is she Australian with the crikey?
No.
This is meant to be a Steve Irwin thing.
Steve Irwin joke, yeah.
I would. You know what's interesting? It's illegal for a foreign citizen to work on a political campaign in the US. It's actually a crime.
I know.
I hope that guy's got a green card.
Well, it sounds like a fake actor to begin with, like a
Maybe.
weeper.
Maybe.
Jonathan, I don't know that Australia has a fentanyl problem. I think the Chinese just ship it all to the US.
Well, that's enough of that.
There is another option. Conservative Republican Julie Clark, a mother, a businesswoman, and proud Texan. She's got the grit to take on the swamp. And liberal politicians like Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez voted to put Joe Biden into office and for the sham January 6th committee.
Oof.
Julie Clark is 100% pro-gun, 100% pro-life, and 100% pro-Texas. It's time we take out the rhino and replace them with real American patriots. Julie Clark, conservative, pro-Trump Republican for Congress.
Holy shit! That is the most Texas fucking.
Right, Ryu, her hairstyle. That's
yes, I think she did get it from Snooki.
Well, it is a stereotypical.
I
Texas
know. I
hairstyle.
know. I'm being sarcastic.
I wouldn't be surprised,
Dave. I'm being sarcastic.
Dave doesn't understand sarcasm. It's the autism.
No, no. You got to remember, ladies in Texas, they're basically born with that mold for hair. That they're just born with it.
The larger the hair, closer to Jesus.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. Stabby says that's some Texas cringe.
Oh fuck yeah!
Some down home Texas cringe indeed. So yes, I hope. Look, you know how fucking amazing it would be if he ended up winning. That'd be fucking amazing.
It would be so good.
I'd be all for it. Anyway, moving along.
Okay.
God damn you.
Before we watch the video, what color was the girl that fucking beats the Asian chick?
Does anybody need to ask? Like,
It was
We
being
just all like
sarcastic.
instinctively know it, don't we?
Yeah, we're
For
just
God's
not allowed to
sake,
say
New York
it.
Post. A teen girl allegedly slugs Asian woman, attacks witnesses in possible hate crime.
What is up with that Instagram?
Is this triggering for you, are you? Being
No,
Asian,
it was
being
like
Asian American?
Mud Flap. The Mud Flap chicks, the two chicks that are laying by. I've never seen that logo on a fucking shirt before.
Go over there with somebody. Shut the up, yo. What the you standing up for, bitch? You're not gonna do shit. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What is the deal with those shoes?
What do you need?
Which shoes?
Those shoes. Like, look at the fucking shoes. Sorry, I just said you have full screen to. Oh, for God's sake. Like, look at the shoes. What the fuck's going on there?
They look like slippers.
They look slippers.
Yeah, but they're like. Well, they're
like
slippers.
crop.
Like they're fancy slippers.
What brawl? I didn't see a brawl.
I think they had to cut it out.
Boo.
Okay. I don't advocate for spanking your kids when you're young, but someone needs to punish these kids growing up, or else this shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what it is, really, if you actually thought about it, and I think Tam would agree with me on this one. Well, it's alright, honey, you didn't do anything fucking wrong. You're perfect the way you are. Kind of fucking bullshit's kind of also
Yeah, the simps don't help.
Yep. Anyway.
Those are even the fucking fathers now.
Oh no, it's fucking ridiculous.
Anyway, I want to congratulate Dave on getting his license. Car crashed into second floor of Pennsylvania home, left dangling.
Oh
from
my
roof
fucking god! It is Pennsylvania. What the hell?
How the fuck did you do that, Dave? Like...
Is this a Coasty article?
I don't know. I don't keep track anymore.
It was planned.
I'm still trying to figure out how it got up there.
Apparently, it hit a small culvert, and the culvert launched it into the fucking air.
But how fast did they have to go?
Pretty fucking fast.
Yeah, that's why they're saying it's intentional, because you can't do that at the normal speeds.
Yeah, that's
god damn.
Yeah.
False advertising, Dow Corning. That is not tougher. Clearly, it couldn't take a car. Like. I'm glad you're all right, Dave.
If it was me, it'd be into the side of a Dollar General or a particular truck stop.
Ken says, "Please stop playing the video. You're doxing me. It's showing your license plate." Oh, this was the other story.
That's the one that that's the husband that the cops actually had to come out and say that he was on a trip.
Yeah, the husband of a New York City oncologist who fatally shot her 4-month-old daughter before turning the gun on herself was absolutely not involved in the horrible tragedy, despite rumors swirling on social media. A New York State trooper insisted on Tuesday. Steve Neville, public information officer, laid to rest any online rumors that the heartbroken husband and father Tim Talty had any involvement in the death of his 40-year-old wife and their baby. The officer reiterated that a 37-year-old entrepreneur who owns a protein bar company named after himself was not at the couple's home in Summers at the time of the shooting. Neville suggested that speculation of the husband's supposed involvement came after police received a call from an unidentified person about the shooting. It's easy for people to come up with conspiracy theories, Neville said, chastising those who are spreading the theories. And look, it's fair enough. You always oh, the husband did it. That's the meme. The real life meme is the husband did it. So
it's usually the wife that did it.
Yeah, but in this particular case, the wife did it.
Yeah. In any case, any type of violence upon a person, you start with the closest to them.
No, you start with the husband.
This is from months ago. Who put this in?
That's what I meant.
This is a TEM article. You know how I know? It's because it's from months ago. State troopers may have falsified at least 25,000 tickets. So the audit was conducted after a news report revealed that 4 state troopers had fabricated hundreds of traffic stop tickets in 2018.
You know why he posted that, right?
Because he's mad because he got a ticket?
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy No has lost his case against Rose City Antifa.
That was bullshit.
Yeah.
So you can beat people up in the streets in Portland.
Yeah, that's right. As long as you're on the right side.
Now.
Yeah, you could threaten a jury. Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, because that's what they did, didn't they? He said he'd remember every one of their faces. Oh.
And he was Antifa.
Yeah. So yeah. So sucks for Andy, but yeah, of course. It was important. It's in Portland. What do you expect? Bazza, yes, hitting is lazy parenting, but the threat of getting in trouble should be enough.
Yeah, the consequence for your action.
You should.
That's
your child should fear what will happen if they step.
Whether that's
it's like
being
prison,
placed in a corner or having your stuff.
It's like prison. You should be afraid of what the next step is.
Still with that one girl chick or whatever that spoiled brat was.
You mean the German
She was
shepherd.
never given. She was given no discipline, and discipline is key for raising kids.
We had a Dave story before about a car, and now we've got a Tradeo story. Arkansas man who's in a sexual relationship with his soulmate, 1998 Chevy Monte Carlo called Chase, is left devastated after a car is written off in a routine checkup. Nathaniel said it was love at first sight when he first laid on his eyes on his car Chase. He captured headlines 10 years ago after revealing the unorthodox relationship. The Arkansas man broke down as he said the Chevy was written off 4 years ago.
Yeah, this is the same guy from that TLC show.
Yeah, this guy.
That's him.
I got my first copyright claim from this footage. So this is the guy from My Strange Addiction. He's lost his strange addiction. He's devastated. Mega Millions player wins historic $1.58 billion jackpot. So that guy's life's ruined. What's the tax?
It's only $1 million in Biden inflation.
Biden inflation's gonna the winning ticket holder can choose between the massive $1.58 billion jackpot paid in annual payments or a one-time cash option worth an estimated $783 million. Always take the cash option. Depreciation will destroy the rest.
Yep.
It's the largest jackpot prize in Mega Millions history, narrowly beating out previous highs of $1.537 billion, which was sold in South Carolina in 2018. The $1 billion ticket was sold inside a Publix supermarket in Neptune Beach, Florida. So a Floridian has won. California's Edwin Castro claimed the $2.04 billion Powerball last November, which stands as the largest payout for a lottery player. God damn. That's insane. Absolutely insane. And how much tax do you pay on that? I think it's like $200 million in tax.
You're in a different tax bracket too now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the IRS is like the black guy behind the tree meme, rubbing its hands together. The World Bank has halted new loans to Uganda over anti-LGBTQ law. The US-based lender says controversial anti-gay laws contradict its values.
And they say there's no gay agenda.
How like the World Bank has values. The president, Fernando Villavicencio, the presidential candidate in Ecuador, was just assassinated. Let's watch. Okay, so they made sure the job was done.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of crazy Latin American countries or South American countries, this is an Argentinian presidential candidate showing in an eccentric manner which ministries he would abolish if elected.
Foto del estado que tenemos hoy. Turismo y deporte, afuera. Ministerio de Cultura, afuera. Ministerio de Ambiente y Desarrollo Sostenible, afuera. Ministerio de las Mujeres y Género y Diversidad, afuera. Ministerio de Obras Públicas, afuera. Aunque te resistas. Ministerio de Ciencia y Tecnología e Innovación, afuera. Ministerio de Trabajo, Empleo y Seguridad Social, afuera. Ministerio de Educación, Adoctrinamiento, afuera. Ministerio de Transporte, afuera. Ministerio de Salud, afuera. Ministerio de Desarrollo Social, afuera. ¿Cómo queda el Estado? Ministerio de Capital Humano, Ministerio de Infraestructura, Ministerio de Economía, Ministerio de Justicia.
Barbie's Ken is my abuser. Ken.
God damn it, Ken.
It's scary that there's been so much Ken love from audiences because he's just so harassing. Because he's just so harmless and affable until he's not.
Thermo, aren't you Ken enough?
Am I Ken enough? I'm not reading this. Rory, I'm not reading this whole fucking thing. No.
I tagged Tem in it. That was a Tem article to read.
Well.
Yeah, just that writer is basically just unhinged.
Johnny Hardwick,
exactly.
King of the Hill style.
07.
Dead at 64.
Rest in peace.
Salute in the chat. So, Dale Gribble is dead.
Clint finally got him.
Sorry, Dale.
I'll tell
Rest
you
in peace,
what.
buddy. I'll tell you what. West Yorkshire police consider themselves victims of the public. This. You've all seen it. We've all seen it.
I'm still amazed she didn't put her in your thumbnail.
I didn't put her in the thumbnail. I should have.
I
should have put her on the other side. But I try to just have one story as the thumbnail and then the rest.
I know, but she's going to be like a sticking point from now on.
Well, she's a meme now too. So an autistic girl in West Yorkshire, in Leeds actually, was brought home after being publicly drunk. So the police took her to her home, and yes, Conan O'Brien. It does look like Conan. But yes, took her home, and once they took her home, the young girl told this officer that she looked like a lesbian, looked like her nana, who is a lesbian. Thank you, Roy.
I mean, she's got the lesbian cut, so
I don't look like a lesbian. Actually, I look like a straight woman. I told you I have long hair.
Did you just hear that? Thermals finally came out of the closet. He's coming out as trans.
No, I said I look like a straight. Like my hair looks like a straight woman. I have wavy hair, long wavy hair. My brother's hair. My brother's hair. My brother's hair is just as long but wavier and red.
Does your brother have
he's unlucky.
A total Farradew?
A total what?
Farradew, like Farrah Fawcett.
No. The fuck happened here? Where's the audio? Oh, it doesn't kick in till later.
What the fuck?
She's made a comment in her own house. You've got her on camera. She hasn't said anything to you. Don't matter. She's getting arrested. She's getting arrested. Why are you doing units coming? Don't worry. She hasn't done anything. She's autistic. I don't care. She's autistic. I know you don't care. I'm telling you, I've got units coming. She's going to be arrested tonight. I'll wait till the police officer's coming. I'll explain what happened.
That's why we got her in the first place.
Well, I think Chihuahua syndrome.
If I get police on me, calm down. She's autistic. Can you stop staring at her, please? She's got autism. Can you just stand there? She's in a cupboard. She can't go anywhere. She can't go anywhere. Stand there, dear. They're going to remove her for what? Because you're bothered. Think she said the word lesbian. Her nana is a lesbian. She's married to a woman. She's not homophobic. Look what you're clenching your fist. Go away from my teenage daughter.
What is up with you?
There's something wrong with you, mate. She didn't aim it at the police officer.
It's not homophobic remarks at my colleague.
It's not a homophobic remark. She said, I think she's a lesbian like Nana.
If you want to bully people, you'll just get one of them badges there. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd it go? Where's this? Does it go to right under there?
She's autistic. She don't like people touching her. She will have a meltdown. She won't come out. She's got autism. I'm Lisa.
Talk to her so she can come out. Because we're trying not to do this, aren't we? We've been trying for a long time.
But she hasn't done nothing wrong. That officer out there has assaulted me for no reason. She's got autism. She's autistic, man.
The issue is, if an officer decides to arrest her...
She wasn't arrested. They brought her home.
She's under arrest.
No, but she was going upstairs and she made a comment to me and that officer ran in my house and assaulted me and tried to get to my daughter for now.
If you want to make a complaint about any of it, that's fine.
I am going to.
That will have been on.
I am going to. Yeah, because it is on and she has.
She's now under arrest.
She was full of rage and she ran in the house and she barged me into this corner.
Yeah, I think it's muted because at this point she's just screaming.
Yeah. She's got scoliosis as well. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's yeah. The cops. That chick has a bit of a Chihuahua syndrome.
No, that's the UK fucking law. Now you can't even make one fucking comment.
Well, you know what's interesting? She was arrested under a public order offense. But she wasn't. You can't be arrested for. You can't be charged for a public order offense inside your own property.
Yeah,
because you're not in public.
I know.
Oh damn it! I didn't want to stop sharing.
But it's still
it's a fucking joke over there.
Oh, it's absolutely retarded.
Canada's worse.
And you know what fucks me off? This is a conservative. They have a conservative government. They have a conservative government. And look at this shit. Like as Carl pointed out, shout out to Sargon. Police officers are victims in almost half of all hate crime prosecutions. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, thank you for keeping us safe from the word lesbian, Mr. Khan. Suspicion of a homophobic public order offense.
Thank you for
shittiest album of the year. You look like a fucking lesbian. And honestly, she does.
She does.
These people shouldn't be police officers. They shouldn't be allowed to be police officers. This kind of event should be the end of your police career.
No, they'll just transfer different departments.
Yeah.
Oh, naturally, yeah.
Thank you
Police
for that
is apparently
new
still
phrase.
being victimized by the autistic girl they terrorized. Well, it just gets better. Social services have just called me and said the police put in a referral for Caitlin as she was being aggressive. No, she was having an autistic meltdown, you absolute donkeys. You're sheltering autistic children under your floorboards, aren't you?
Oh, I should have been the floorboards. I should have been under the stairs.
Under the stairs, yeah.
Costly.
Yeah, a Harry Potter.
So they did make a statement. that comments were made that resulted in the girl being arrested on suspicion of a homophobic public order offense. Unfortunately, when you go to the link now, it's gone. And it's gone for a very good reason. In relation to an incident in Leeds on Monday, where a 16-year-old girl was arrested on suspicion of a homophobic public order offence, West Yorkshire Police have now reviewed the evidence and made the decision to take no further action. This concludes the criminal investigation and immediately released the girl from bail. Her family's been updated. West Yorkshire's Police Professional Standards Directorate has continued to carry out a review of the circumstances after receiving a complaint in relation to the incident. A complaint? I'm pretty sure you got 700,000 complaints. Assistant Chief Constable Oz Khan said, "We recognise the significant level of public concern that this incident has generated, and we've moved swiftly to fully review the evidence in the criminal investigation, which has led to the decision to take no further action. Without preempting the outcome of the ongoing review of the circumstances by our Professional Standards Directorate, we would like to reassure people that we take on board any lessons to be learned from this incident. We do appreciate, understandably, the understandable sensitivities around incidents involving young people and neurodiversity, and we are genuinely committed to developing how we respond to these very challenging situations."
Yes, that's where
Fuck
it is.
you fucking absolute
No,
cocks.
they realized they screwed up because of the neurodiversity.
Yeah. Oh, it's a,
You're fucking
it's a
attacking an
special
autistic person.
It could have got worse.
Absolute fucking melons.
They could have just shot her.
Well,
No,
they can't.
not
No,
in
they
UK.
can't. They don't get to
They
carry
can't.
guns.
This is not
And
the
again,
United States.
This is a conservative government that lets this shit happen. So let's not pretend this is a left-right thing. This is a fucking government thing.
Are you sure there's any people over in the UK? Right-wing politicians, that is?
Well, certainly
'Cause
not in
it's-
fucking government. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, because they're fucking
Well,
treating themselves like a lefty
Rishi
government.
Sunak's a fucking globalist. Like he's a World Economic Forum stooge.
Yeah.
So, look, we all saw exactly what happened the second someone who wasn't approved became prime minister. The fucking Queen the Queen died. Fucking the economy went in the fucking toilet. The bond market just exploded. So, all because Rishi Sunak lost.
But
Because the party didn't want Rishi. The party did not want Rishi Sunak. The rank and file did not want Rishi Sunak to be the prime minister.
Who is the new prime minister?
Rishi Sunak.
And before then, that was
the multi-millionaire Rishi Sunak, the multi-millionaire World Economic Forum member Rishi Sunak. So,
What happened to the lesbian?
What happened to the lesbian?
The previous
Liz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liz.
The pork markets. Yes, Liz Truss. She was ousted really fast.
She tried something bold and bitter.
Yeah. Well, her Chancellor of the Exchequer was an idiot. So,
yeah.
And they basically destroyed the bond markets. But yeah. Anyway. Facebook's black market sperm industry exposed. Wannabe mums too poor to afford $30,000 IVF are being lured into having unprotected sex or forced to meet men they met online in parking lots to swap semen samples. Oh my God.
Now this really fucked me off.
You know what? This sounds like one of those things that isn't actually real, but a woman's been busted having an affair and she's like, we were trying to IVF. I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Most likely, yes.
Women desperate to have children are being lured into unprotected sex as part of a growing industry of black market sperm donation. The rise in same-sex couples and aging mothers has caused the price of a round of IVF to rocket up to $30,000. Holy shit. God damn.
Yeah,
In
inflation's
recent
a
decades,
bitch.
leaving many unable to afford to go the official route. God. An increasing number of would-be parents are turning to Facebook groups where men offer to donate their sperm for little or no charge, but these often come with demands. Many only agree to natural insemination, sex, or partial insemination, where a man masturbates and penetrates the woman just before ejaculation. For women who refuse sex, the alternative can be just as humiliating and unsafe, with some meeting in parking lots, hotels, or even Starbucks bathrooms to exchange samples. Experts say unregulated sperm donation raises the risks of STIs, which could leave a woman infertile or with an unviable pregnancy. Jesus Christ.
Before anybody
by
gets
far, one of my
smart ideas,
easiest jobs when I was younger was donation.
So let me just tell you all real quick. You will get, if let's say this couple breaks up and whoever has the kid, you are still on
the hook, yeah.
hook
Yeah, you
for
are
child
the
support.
father when it comes to
Yeah, as Maury says, you are the father.
The only deal is when you go to like the sperm banks for the IVF, you sign a contract with that hospital. Or
the
insurance
hospital is
company.
liable, not you, as far as the
Because if you get sued for the child support, the hospital has to actually pay for it. There's a big difference, and most people don't ever realize that. You are on hook.
In 2017, Stacey Nicole, 32, and her wife joined what is now the largest sperm donation group in the US, Sperm Donation USA. At the time, it had around 5,000 members. Now it has almost 24,000.
I used to get paid $30 per container that I donated.
Mr. Family Starter, insemination preference, AI and NI. Fuck. AI.
My father is Jamaican and a vegetarian.
Highly approachable, personable, and energetic professional with a diverse background, delivering exemplary service. Aspire to be a sperm donor by lending a helping hand to. This is so full of potential double entendres.
Yeah,
lending
it's
a helping
written that way.
hand, exemplary service towards those single women, lesbian, and infertile couples, and families of all kinds who are struggling to conceive or seek a child. The sole purpose behind this act of mine is to rekindle hope of becoming parents in their heart if they've lost any anticipation of becoming parents ever, and help them see their dreams come true. I need to send this to Drex. Let's go to Twitter.
Let's do it live.
Mr. Nicole and her wife are about to embark on their fertility journey using a sperm bank. One of their close friends conceived using the Facebook group. This is so fucking weird. Oh, AI and NI, artificial insemination and natural insemination, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hobbies: traveling, motorcycle riding, bungee jumping, axe throwing, shooting, different weapon. What? I just got an OSHA certificate. And he's certified for heating, ventilation, and AC.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit. Oh, God.
Coffee?
Well, you guys are just prude incels, to be honest.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. Anyway. Yes. Let's this is the new ex-CEO. So when she is inevitably fired, will she be the ex-CEO?
No, she'll be the Super X.
Sparingly, they take it down. And that reducing that hateful content from being seen is one of the best examples.
Now, if she gets the job again,
Jonathan, that is very specific.
That is a kink.
That is a very specific kink.
Mm-hmm.
How X is committed to encouraging healthy behavior online. And today, I can confidently sit in front of you.
You're not my mom.
And say that 99.9% of all posted impressions are healthy.
How do you define healthy, though? Is porn healthy? Are conspiracy theories healthy?
You know, it goes back to my point about our success with freedom of speech, not reach. And if it is lawful, but it's awful, it's extraordinarily difficult for you to see it.
But how many millions of people follow Kanye West? Lawful but awful. And he's allowed back on.
You know, Kanye, who hasn't rejoined the platform yet, but is planning to do so, will operate within the very specific policies that we have established, that we're clear on, that everyone who's watching this or listening on Spaces can access themselves. And we have an extraordinary team of people who are overseeing, hands on keyboards, monitoring all day, every day, to make sure that that 99.99% of impressions remain at that number. But we also have to remember what's at the core of free expression. You might not agree with what everyone is saying. We want to make it a healthy debate and discourse, but free expression at its core will really, really only survive when someone you don't agree with says something you don't agree with. And what a great place we would live in if we were able to return to a healthy, constructive discourse amongst people that we don't agree with. So
no, I'm just going to use that platform to call you all faggots.
Do you think is she married or single?
Are you interested?
Not really. I'm just thinking that maybe Musk has
she has a wedding ring.
She's married to her job.
So yeah, look, I don't know how. Like, I understand. Like, I have no issue with her doing her thing. She's literally been hired to do it. Like, Elon hired this woman to get the advertisers back to make Twitter profitable. She's doing what Elon told her to do. So anybody who thinks that, you know, everybody could just run around and call each other N-words and F-slurs and everything would be fine, like nothing would change, it'd just be boosted. Like, it's not, it was never going to happen. Like, this was always a like, he's not going to eat a $50 billion loss. He can't. He didn't pay $50 billion. He borrowed it. So he needs to see a return. So, like, we can all hate it, but as long as people don't get banned, I guess it's fine. I mean, like, right now, if you're not a Twitter Blue sub, like, if you're not a subscriber to Twitter Blue, you're not going to get engagement anyway. So you're literally yelling into the void.
Yeah, and that's probably the smart thing that he did, is to kind of paywall the reach.
So I don't like it. I think if you can get engagement should be earned, not bought. But whatever, it's his platform to do as he please. It's just the same as it was before. We could not like it, but everybody wanted to fucking stay there.
Yeah, the counter to that is that he's hosting your words that you're putting on the platform. So if you're paying a subscription,
look, it's the same for YouTube.
To push it out.
I fucking hate YouTube.
Oh, YouTube's monetization's
their
worst.
The rules aren't transparent. Like, all I would ask is just tell me the fucking truth. Like, if you're gonna strike a video for something, point to me exactly where that issue is. You said this. Okay, so don't ever say that. Okay, that's fine. But it's not consistent. It's not articulated. It's nebulous. Like, we've said some heinous shit on this show and nothing happens. And it's because it's not reported. Also, probably because I don't do I turn off the transcription.
That will help.
So there's no way to index it easily. But yeah, like, I'm fine with lines in the sand as long as I can see them. Like, if you own the place, that's fine. You tell me to take my shoes off, that's fine. But if you don't tell me to take my shoes off, you just expect me to take my shoes off, and then you attack me because I didn't take my shoes off, that's some bullshit. And fundamentally, that's the problem. If you don't tell us where the line in the sand is, we can't know that we've crossed it. and getting upset that we did cross it is bullshit. So,
especially with certain creators can cross the line,
exactly,
but other
yes.
creators can't.
Exactly. The double standard is the most egregious thing on all these platforms. So, exclusive. Lindsay Shriver is seen in her mugshot for the first time after being released from Bahamas prison on $100,000 bail. It's a relatively cheap bail. Didn't she kill someone? Hmm? What did she do? I just got an ankle monitor. Oh, that's right. She wanted to kill her husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Attempted murder.
So,
there it goes. There's the story.
Lindsay, you want to say anything about the allegations? Any message to rob the boys? Did you plot to kill your husband, Lindsay? Lindsay, did you hire a hitman? Did you try to hire a hitman to kill your husband, Robert?
I thought only men did this.
Only men hire people to kill their husbands.
Their wives.
No,
what
men
the
tend to just
media
do it.
fucking tells us.
No,
women will hire people to kill their husbands.
Men will do
I
it.
know.
Men will
just
do it themselves. Yeah.
I know. It was just it's the sarcastic joke.
Oh.
Is they always fucking say it's the husband that kills their partner, not the other way around.
Oh yeah.
You blame me for not knowing sarcasm when it's Ryu here who doesn't understand what sarcasm is. Don't get it half the time.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you're autistic.
A couple shares a terrifying video of a female car passenger desperately signaling for help using domestic violence sign as they drive past. So, do any of you know what the domestic violence sign is? I've never heard of this. Actually, Ken in the chat, do you know what the domestic violence hand sign is? There's apparently a hand signal for domestic violence.
Oh.
Is it the okay hand sign?
No, it's not. I was like, what the fuck?
Not many people sign, so.
But this is it, apparently. Which I thought was it's a middle finger.
Yeah, she's signing. It's a form of it's a variation of ASL.
Oh, it's DV. Oh, right. It's the letters D and V.
Yeah.
In American Sign Language.
Yes.
Wow, there's a thought.
Okay.
The sign for abuse. Okay.
There's
a couple
a video.
followed the car until it stopped to get gas. When the driver got out and headed into the store, leaving the woman alone, they helped her get into their own. Oh, they rescued her. Oh, fuck! I hate TikTok.
Okay. We'll look next to it and then.
This hole you've got
car right there.
Yeah, that one, the like silvery brownie color.
Okay. We'll look next to it and then. What did she say?
Can you see it? Can you see her?
No, not yet.
She just like did that signal for help.
Roll down your window. Pull up next to her. That's her?
That's her. She did it again. She did it again. Okay, what do we do?
That's the sign for help?
That's the sign for help. What do we do?
Just back up. Let get behind them. Okay.
Okay. Should we follow them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Call 911.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm freaking out a little bit.
It's okay. They don't even have a license plate.
I know. I don't even know how to follow them. Okay.
Go ahead. Call 911.
Yeah. Hi. I'd like to report. I think a situation of domestic abuse. I don't know. We just saw this woman in a car and she signaled for help. She gave us a sign for like I need help or I'm being abused. I don't really know exactly what her specific situation is, but she signaled and now we're following them on the freeway. It's a Nissan Versa.
Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. They're exiting.
How about letting the guy who isn't driving talk?
Okay, they're not exiting. They are exiting.
Oh my god, this is really hard to do. Okay, yeah, we're following them.
You're in a Tesla. Drives itself.
But she needs help. She's exiting. Yeah, they're
That's
exiting.
because they're not on the phone with 911.
Yeah, they said that they'll send someone in this area, but like, what are we supposed to do? Should we just follow them anyways? They said not to follow them.
I think, well, what if they don't find her?
But, I mean, they're probably not going to find her. There's.
Oh, they're going in. Oh, they're turning on Maryland. Yeah, see, I just wonder if let's stay
Didn't
back
indicate
and maybe
either.
call the cops. I don't know.
Well, let's see where they go. Maybe they'll go
Must
into
be
the
an Audi
house, or
driver.
maybe
Did you see the guy?
No, I was only paying
She's.
attention
This
to
is.
her.
They're obviously
Is there
being
anybody in the
followed now.
backseat?
Not that I saw.
Where if there's
And that's
something
a-
like
you sure that's a
especially
sign of
like
help, right? We're not just like
trafficking going on, whoever this guy is following has already tipped them off.
No way. In traffic like this, you wouldn't even notice.
When you cut so much to get into the out of the freeway.
I don't know.
Because she cut like halfway through.
It's
like,
how much attention is this guy paying to the cars behind him?
If you read the article, it would explain what's happened.
No, we're not going to do that shit.
I'm not going to do that. Why would I fucking do that? They explained that police told her they were sending someone and not to follow anymore. Blah blah blah.
There's part 2. They rescued her out of the gas station.
Oh yeah, they said that.
Yeah.
Man dressed in shorts and black hoodie emerged from the car and headed into the store. Frantic lady ran into the car and yelled, "Go, go!" before the clip ended. I've seen stage videos, but this one takes the cake. Yeah.
Yeah, this is totally staged.
Fake, ridiculous, hate fake videos. Yep, fake.
There's the boyfriend.
God, what a douche. He did not deny that it was staged, but insisted that the video is teaching a lesson. Oh, go fuck yourself. God damn it. I fucking... I fucking hate
Oh
it.
yeah, they knew that they were following him.
God damn it. Why no plate?
Because they didn't want people like us to look up the plates and harass whoever owned that car.
Yeah, so Stabby was right. Sus as fuck.
Yeah, sus as fuck.
God damn it. Ridiculous. So apparently, yeah, tricked by Ryu. Fuck you, Ryu. Yes.
Where is
Ken,
Ryu?
staging shit like that doesn't help.
Does not help at all.
No.
Neither is what Amber Heard did, but she
So apparently, if you kill a child, if you murder a child, you get banned on the Something Awful forums.
Yep.
So yeah, so asshole Masonani. I don't think I have the story of the actual killing.
I posted it. I posted it right after that.
Oh yes, okay, here it is. Yes.
Yeah.
A 9-year-old girl had just bought ice cream for her and her father before being fatally shot in Portage Park. Prosecutors. A 9-year-old girl was killed Saturday night. Had just bought ice cream for herself and her father outside Portage Park neighborhood home. Moments before she was fatally shot by a neighbor. Michael Goodman, 43, has been charged with first-degree murder in the shooting that left Sarah Medina dead outside her home on the city's northwest side. According to Chicago Tribune, Goodman appeared in person during his hearing on Tuesday and was held without bail. According to Cook County prosecutors, Sarah and her father lived in a multi-unit building on the 3500 block of North Long Avenue. Yes, Eric, this is the dude from the Something Awful forums.
Yep.
Yeah. But yes, apparently killing a child, murdering a child will get you banned from the forum. Who knew? 9 So moments later, shot rang out, according to prosecutors and Surabi's father told the girl to go into their home. As she was walking away, Goodman emerged from his building across the street while allegedly holding a firearm and then began walking towards Surabi. Surabi's father shouted at Goodman, asking him what he was doing, but Goodman ignored him and continued walking towards the girl, the prosecutor said. Goodman then allegedly pointed the gun at Surabi and fired once, striking her in the head. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
Surabi's father tackled Goodman into the building's vestibule, at which point prosecutors say the gun went off a second time, striking Goodman in the eye. Surabi was rushed to a local hospital but died of her injuries. Goodman survived and was taken into custody by police before he in hospital. Prosecutors said Goodman's sample tested positive for gunshot residue. Yeah, no shit. Officers working the scene collected 3 bullet casings, one from outside his building and another in the vestibule of the building, and one from a bullet recovered inside a wall in Goodman's apartment. Jesus. All 3 casings were connected to a firearm that was discovered at the scene. Jesus Christ. A GoFundMe campaign has raised more than $5,000 as of Tuesday afternoon to help cover Surabi's funeral expenses. Family described her as a beautiful little girl who adored her dog and her father more than anything. God, it's only 9 years old. Jesus Christ. Oh, good. It's made a 50 grand at least. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, nothing can bring this kid back, but fuck. Like, what could a 9-year-old have done? Like, I remember I saw the story on
apparently
on
being
on
noisy.
Maddie.
Yeah,
Like,
apparently being noisy. That's it.
Does Illinois have the death penalty?
Probably not. They're green. They're blue state, so probably not.
Damn it.
No.
But he's
There's
gonna get
actually-
messed up in prison.
There's like a handful of states that actually consider actually still having the death penalty.
Oh, Jonathan, that's fucking harsh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. We're terrible. We're all going to hell. Andy Pudzer, inflation is up. Inflation up. Credit card debt tops $1 trillion, and Americans drained 401ks to make ends meet. Yet Joe dares to demand our thanks for Bidenomics. His fiscal insanity plunged us into this crisis.
Did you see that we're giving a whole bunch more money to Ukraine?
Oh, that's good.
Instead of worrying about
That means I don't have to.
happening in Hawaii.
Well, yeah.
Which is fucked up.
Well, that's a good segue into Maui.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's-
how else is Ukraine going to win the war?
So yes, this is like absolute devastation.
Have you seen the before and after pics? They're fucking terrible.
I've got them. It's like Jesus Christ. So yes, Maui's had some wildfires, and yeah, it's just been devastating. One of the 80% of one of the beachfront towns is just gone. It's so Lahaina, yeah. So this is where Lahaina is, and basically the whole area is just gone. It's just burned. Fucking hell. So there's the before, and there's the after. There's the before, and it's just total devastation.
And the after, it's gone.
But look, the bike actually survived.
No, the fire left the bike behind. Isn't that nice? So they should have made the town out of whatever they made the lighthouse out of.
So not wood.
I'm gonna go to hell for that one.
Yeah, that's all right. You'll have plenty of company. Like there's no recovering from this. Like this town is done. This town is gone. Former President Barack Obama, who was born in Hawaii, is among those who've expressed sorrow at the impact of the blaze. He posted on the X social network, formerly known as Twitter. God damn it. It's tough to see some images coming out of Hawaii. Hawaii. A place that's so special to so many of us. Michelle and I are thinking of everyone who's lost a loved one or whose life's been turned upside down. Like, this is like...
Was that X's headquarters?
No, that's Double X. That's a different company. Like
Don't
this is
say-
like bombing of Dresden.
Are we
sort
sure
of.
the other building on the side of it isn't another X? So it's
Dresden.
The Triple X building.
Come on, it's Hiroshima levels.
Ken says there's literally water all around it. How does an island catch fire? Put water on it. Well, ask Australia. Literally an island. There's water all around it.
Didn't Australia have an earthquake too?
We have
Yeah.
earthquakes all the time. They're only.
Yeah, a lot more in Melbourne these days.
I thought it was by Perth.
Hey, Crystal, how you going, girl?
Uh,
Oh, dude, they had to wait until high tide, man. Like this is firebombed essentially. Like if you see the images of Dresden post firebombing, that's what it looks like. It's just been annihilated. The Lahaina tree burnt. Oh god, like fucking hell. Most of the damage done was Tuesday before, as the flames engulfed the town. God,
it'll grow
Just-
back.
no, buildings don't grow back, Dave.
No, that the environment will recover.
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
the people won't.
Yeah,
At last, there was 80 confirmed deaths. The last look.
It sucks. They just need
Thermo. We forget
They
that
need
Dave's an
people to help
alchemist.
him.
He can just slap his hands together and he can make the buildings grow from the ground.
Crystal says 17 minutes. Crystal says 17 minutes. All this happened in 17 minutes. Yeah, it's just a firestorm.
It wasn't built to withstand that type of devastation.
Yeah,
No one
basically a fire hurricane. Like it was the flames were driven by the winds from the hurricane. So
Yeah, like what other place could survive that sort of impact?
Hurricane Dora down here, which passed close, but it was enough to just god, terrifying.
Mm.
So, but this is the.
And Oprah won't open her facility.
So this is the area that was devastated. The Google has nicely put it on the fucking on Google Maps. So just fucking Christ. So yeah, it's 12,000 people live there.
Just gone.
So yeah, 12,000 people, at least 80 dead. Houses just gone, everything gone. So like we see this kind of fires here all the time, but they're not in built up areas. Like
they got close to built up areas.
Yeah, but they're not.
Ago.
They're not like it's not roaring down a main street. Like maybe of a small town, but not like this.
Yeah, I think the worst was in Victoria when we had to evacuate the small town.
Oh, yeah.
That was cut off from the fires. And it was certainly actually go into the town itself.
And it's in Hawaii with like volcanoes and whatnot. So the insurance, those who could afford it, afford to get insurance would have a hard time getting coverage because of the where they
for
live.
the most Well, how it works here is if you're in a high bushfire zone, you just can't get bushfire insurance. So as a safe bet, if you live in Hawaii, you can't get volcano insurance. Like damage by volcano is excluded.
Yep.
So
but
this
should be included.
But bushfire would be part of your policy, or wildfire would be part of your policy, unless it's wildfire caused by a volcano. This isn't caused by a volcano. So
yeah.
So at least those who could afford it, at least they've got that going for them. But that doesn't look like the type of community that would be able to support it.
But yeah, apparently the emergency sirens weren't activated ahead of the blaze. So nobody got evacuation alerts.
Someone's going to get fired for that.
And look, as we go through the stories backwards in time, you see the deaths. Like it's 53, 67, 80. Yeah, Crystal's right. We've also got much stricter building codes around fire prevention because it happens so damn often.
Yeah.
Whereas that's a seaside town in fucking Hawaii. How many bushfires do you get?
Yeah, and that's what I meant by the town wasn't really built for that in mind.
Yeah, like that's just
and that's how this devastation can happen, is because they don't plan for it.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing. If you've got a building made of wood, it's ash. If you've got a building made of concrete, it's burned out. So, just horrible.
Yeah, concrete / bricks.
So,
but at least the structure's there.
Yeah, my heart goes out to them. Like, Jesus, fuck. It's just terrifying. Like, it doesn't really do this article. Doesn't really do
and I can tell you from experience, being on fire is not a pleasant experience.
Yeah, if you're on fire in that kind of situation, it's not gonna.
It fucking sucks.
You'll look like one of Andy No's attackers.
No, you'll die pretty fast.
Yeah, it only takes like maybe a minute.
A joke because Andy No's attacker was burned badly.
Yeah. Indeed.
Anyway. So, Walgreens stores in Chicago now blast classical music to ward off loitering.
They do that in our local,
Okay, take a listen.
Walgreens too.
It's a sound you might not expect to hear outside of downtown Walgreens. The store is just one of several now playing classical music outside. But the tunes are not for ambiance. NBC5's Charlie Wojciechowski explains.
This was the scene last month at a South Loop 7-Eleven. A teen takeover had left the convenience store in shambles. The next day, while debris still littered the street, speakers on the building blared opera. Music is the new tool here at Walgreens stores in River North and Greektown as well.
I didn't enjoy that.
The reason for the music.
Costi says classical music is kryptonite, the junkies.
Yep.
According to Walgreens, is not to attract shoppers, but rather to discourage people from hanging around the store. In a statement, a company spokesperson confirmed at various locations, we have implemented a recorded music loop that plays classical music outside of some stores to help deter loitering on the premises.
That's great.
They're using a classic
They
Vietnam,
do it at our local one here.
Classic Vietnam tactic of bombarding with annoying music. I love it.
I can't wait until someone tries to ban classical music being played in public spaces.
It'll be the next Democrat bill.
Yeah.
The mayor of Chicago will ban it, I'm sure. And get upset. Like he got upset about the mob instead of mobs of people.
What the fuck?
Yes, Georgia doctor decapitated baby using excessive force in delivery.
Yeah.
Are we sure it wasn't just an abortion?
No, this was a delivery.
They were delivering and it happened.
A doctor decapitated a woman's baby during a nightmare delivery in Georgia. A legal case is claimed. Dr. Tracy St. Julian is being sued for gross negligence by Jessica Ross and Trayvon Taylor, whose son died at Southern Regional Hospital during a complicated birth. Several nurses are also being sued for concealing the incident. Their lawyers claim Dr. St. Julian had been too forceful with the baby during the delivery. Corey Lynch, one of the legal team, said the couple was so excited about the birth of their first child. Unfortunately, their dreams and hopes were dashed into a nightmare that was covered up by Southern Regional Medical Center, he said. Warning, some readers may find details in this story distressing. The medical examiner's office and Clayton County Police are investigating the case, which they were made aware of on the 13th of July, that the death occurred on the 9th. According to the attorney's statement, Dr. St. Julian attempted to deliver the baby vaginally using different methods, including applying traction to the baby's head. Lawyer Roderick Edmond, also representing the parents who also representing the parents and who is also a doctor, alleged Dr. St. Julian had applied ridiculously excessive force to the baby. Dr. St. Julian came in, and she, in the process of trying to deliver the baby, pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated them so hard that the bones of the baby's skull, face, and neck were broken.
Oh.
He said when the womb was opened, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head, he said. The baby was not able to be delivered vaginally due to shoulder dystocia, where the baby's shoulders became stuck in the birth canal. Dr. St. Julian, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist, did not proceed with a cesarean delivery at the appropriate time, as previously requested by the couple. The lawsuit says Ms. Ross and Mr. Taylor, both 21, attended a news conference on Wednesday in Atlanta where their lawyers announced the suit against Dr. St. Julian and Southern Regional Medical Center, a hospital in Riverdale. Mr. Lynch alleged in graphic detail the measures staff had taken to cover up the horrific incident, including wrapping the baby's body in a blanket and propping his head up to make it look like it was still attached. Oh my God.
They were leaking that Bernie's it. They Bernied it. What the fuck?
He claimed that medical staff had failed to report the incident. The couple found out what had happened to their son while arrangements at the crematorium 4 days after his death, according to the lawsuit.
Yep, sounds like those parents are going to get, those couples are going to get handed the hospital.
In a statement, Prime Healthcare Services, who owns the hospital, said sent its heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the family and all those impacted by this tragic event. Our commitment is to provide compassionate, quality care to every single patient, and this loss is heartbreaking. It added that Dr. St. Julian was not an employee of the hospital. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Let's just fucking, not an employee of the hospital. And had taken the appropriate steps in response to this unfortunate situation.
Let me guess, covering for another doctor that was on leave.
Jesus fucking Christ. The suit alleges gross negligence, fraud, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. It seeks unspecified compensatory damages in addition to covering the cost of the infant's $10,000 funeral. The couple's lawyers have said that the case highlights the higher rates of infant mortality for black women. BBC has contacted Dr. St. Julian's office for comment. Dr. St. Julian has not yet filed her defense and has not issued a public comment on the case.
They specifically said, hey, just cut me open.
Yeah, it says like just a cesarean. Let's do a cesarean. Do a cesarean.
Yeah.
But yeah, surprisingly, this isn't a Ryu story. This is a Thermo heard it on the radio story, and then went and looked it up. Like I was in bed, and like listen because I listened to conservative talk back in the US. I listened to Glenn Beck while I go to sleep, and the news came on, and they were talking about this. I'm like, holy shit, what? So I quickly looked it up, and I was like, holy shit, Jesus Christ, that's just fucking horrifying. Like, so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I thought it might have been internal decap. Like I didn't read the story. If I find a story, I don't read the whole thing until the show. Like I leave it.
You get a quick.
And I thought it was internal decapitation because that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Where the bones of the neck are just separated or crushed, and the head's attached.
It gets caught on the hips and whatnot. Yeah, it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm. So not in babies, but I'm talking about internal decapitation. Happens a lot. Yeah.
But this is
Crystal
like
says it sounds awful. It sounds awful, but a lot of this could be explained reasonably if there was some serious complications until the version put forward the medical team is put forward. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Look, look. Look, Crystal, you are right. This is put forward by the lawyers who are filing a lawsuit against the doctor at the hospital and the nurses. So of course it's going to paint their story. It's going to paint the hospital in the worst light possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, like the cover up, and always the cover up is worse than the crime.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they didn't even know that it was kept from them until they fucking actually got to organizing the funeral is the worst part. So, and yeah, funerals are expensive, as someone who's had to organize one. or a couple actually. So from one horrifying thing to another.
What the fuck?
I really hope this isn't real. But this is apparently a 109-year-old Thai Buddhist monk.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, he's not dead.
He's moving.
มาฝั่งนี้สิลูกมือหลวงพ่อใหญ่จะได้ถูก จะทำหลวงพ่อใหญ่แรงหลาย
Yes, necromancy. Like, holy shit.
Are you? Is that a man?
That is a man.
Well, at first, he looks a lot like Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh
God.
Crystal says, but the cover-up, is it a cover-up when women have stillbirths or miscarriages of the baby form? They wrap up the baby, allow the parents to hold the baby. Yeah. Look, if I've accidentally decapitated your baby, you would at least tell them.
Probably not in the room once.
Yeah, not in the room, but yeah.
Thurmo just wants you to be an asshole and fucking just tell them straight to their face.
Whoopsie. Yeah. Sam Bankman-Fried is headed to jail after bail revoked.
Good news for Thermo.
What?
You don't like this?
Oh,
guy,
yeah,
right?
I wanted him to go to jail.
Yeah. Yeah. Good news for you.
Sam Bankman-Fried, who was arrested on fraud charges last year after the collapse of his cryptocurrency firm, must await trial behind bars. A U.S. judge has ordered. The 31-year-old was handcuffed in court and led away while his mother watched in tears after the decision. Judge Lewis Kaplan had agreed with prosecutors who had accused Mr. Bankman-Fried of trying to influence witnesses expected to testify against him. He has denied the claims. So apparently what he was doing is he was leaking his ex-girlfriend's love letters. And that's why his bail was revoked. Of course, his ex-girlfriend is, of course, the... look at this shit. What's this? What is this?
It's supposed to be a badge.
Is he the devil?
That's how he made his money.
Well, of course.
Actually, is it in this article? Sean was pointing out that look, it's Drex and Ricada. Sean pointed this out last night. It was hilarious. And Dick Masterson holding the door open. But yeah, so he's off to jail. He's off to the same facility that what's his name died in or didn't die in, didn't kill himself in.
Epstein
didn't kill himself in. Yes, he's going to be in the same place, the Manhattan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is the only person I've heard Thermo actually on air get a massive hate boner for. You could hear it in his rant that
because he's a fucking piece of shit. He stole people's money. He stole billions
and gave it to Democrats.
Look, Bernie Madoff gets a bad fucking rap because Bernie Madoff ran a huge Ponzi scheme, but he didn't lose all their money. So at the end of the day, people who were the victims of Bernie Madoff's scheme, most, I think something like 90% of them got their money back, the entirety, because what Madoff did was, okay, he bought the big house and bought the yacht, and that was it. He spent the rest of his time dedicated to keeping this fucking Ponzi scheme going.
Yep.
And making sure that nobody lost out. Because as long as the fucking Ponzi scheme kept going, nobody would lose any money. It's when it all collapses. Nobody loses any real money. It's when it collapses that is when it all goes to hell. Whereas
it's just when too many people try to pull out from the Ponzi scheme.
undertook a structured fraud to bilk as many people possible. He's a fucking piece of shit. Because he says it's not the money. We all know Thermo's an anti-Semite. I am not an anti-Semite. So my family hid Jews during World War II. I'm the opposite of an anti-Semite.
And the panel is made up of at least 1/4.
Wait, you enslaved Jews?
No, we my family hid Jews from the Nazis in the Netherlands during World War II, at great risk.
Yeah, naturally.
Because the Netherlands, so Holland was occupied till the end of the war in Europe.
Yep.
Miss New York, I'm a former ballerina, elite model, and child sex abuse survivor. Okay. This former ballerina traded tutus for tiaras, but she first had undercoat. I overcome a brutal childhood trauma. Oh God. I just want to say, Ryu, why you do this to me?
I don't.
Her story of
I don't want to
survival.
sound bad. Yeah,
that's why.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So she was assaulted at age 4. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she's come to terms with it. And yeah. Anyway, moving on from that depressing story.
We actually have a biological woman compared to what's the other one? What is it? Netherlands with the
Oh yes, Miss Netherlands. Yeah, God. Jesus Christos. Yeah. Addictive loop of social media fuels hate speech, misinformation, according to a study. So there are only 2 industries that describe their customers as users. Said that's cheap. Said Yale Professor Emeritus Edward Tufte, illegal drugs and software companies. Fuck off. New research proves this point. The more that heavy users of social media engage, the more automatically and unthinking their online posts become. Over time, these heavy users become desensitized to the positive feedback, likes, shares, and comments that motivate other people. As such, heavy users post information that is new or infrequent users might consider inappropriate. They're not just ignoring the likes, they're also ignoring the consequences of posting, which is how misinformation starts to spread. Ooh, the dangerous misinformation.
Thermo, you look like a lesbian.
Yes. A bulldog.
Ryu, you are a lesbian.
I know, I am. Thank you very much.
That's misinformation, Ryu. You know, we'll not have you spread misinformation on this program.
How are you sure that's not truth?
Well, that's fair. So social media is bad for you. It makes you a douche. That's what I'm getting from this.
No, it breaks your conditioning.
He had to do a study to figure that out. Adult star who broke back in foam pit reveals her biggest inspiration is herself.
What?
Oh, this is Adriana Chechik. She's the one who broke her back at the TwitchCon.
TwitchCon. She jumped
and
into
then we found out that she found out she was pregnant and had a miscarriage because of it. So she found out she was carried during the surgery. It was terrible. Porn star who broke her back after jumping into shallow foam pit has revealed that the person who inspired her the most is herself. Adriana Chechik, 31, who shattered her vertebrae at TwitchCon in October last year after leaping off a platform following a jousting game, took to Instagram to answer questions as to who inspires her the most and why. I just have to say, if your answer to who inspires you the most and why is me, you're probably vapid. Like you're probably a narcissist. I feel like, so this is like very corny, but I inspire myself. My whole life, I've looked back on things I've done, and then I always put myself in a perspective to look back at myself. I've done, myself,
and Ari?
Me. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You do know this is Cam's ideal woman right here.
I think it's Drex's ideal woman too. Drex has got a big thing for Adriana Chechik.
But all I just go is, holy shit, she sounds as fucking worse and worse the more. Like, okay, great, because
you
when she
think
was on
she'd be-
Twitch
if she
before
wanted
her
to,
back, she broke her back. She wants to go that porn was bad, everything like that. She regrets.
Oh,
Is she one of the? Is she one of the porn was bad people?
Yeah, and then as soon as her back broke, then she goes, "Well, I will pose with my porn deals because the porn is one of the best things you could do as a modern woman." Blah 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 blah.
Well,
Like, she
in
fucking
that
went on
case,
that fucking whole deal as a
she's
whole
got a
sex work deal.
completely new. She's got a completely new market that she could use. You know, the cripple porn. No, the cripple porn. She's got a new market. That's open for her.
No, I don't think she's crippled. I think that like she had the surgery. And
Yeah.
She's
She
like,
isn't
done
like the
rehab thing
redhead
and
that Thermal
Well,
likes.
well, that's good then.
what redhead?
The one I fucking tagged RCN.
Which one?
The one that we looked at before going live.
Oh, that ridiculous uwu woman. That was fucking weird. God, ridiculous. You know what? And for that, here you go. Nudists want clothing banned on beach. It makes them uncomfortable. We're gonna watch this video.
Especially as we don't do anything sexual.
No,
It's very
we
much
don't.
non.
It's just it's non-sexual. It's just doing everyday things, really.
Yeah.
Like we're on holiday, but we're naked. So what? You know, it is. But that's the thing. But I think that there is, and I think coming to a foreign country as well, you don't get that crossover where there is in the. We found.
Just be thankful it's blurred. But yes, apparently nudists. Apparently, if you're clothed on a nude beach, it makes them uncomfortable. Nudists
Was
want
this
you
a
to be.
Coasty article?
Well,
This is definitely a Ryu article.
To be fair, it seems like if you're at a nudist beach,
It's a social. It's a faux pas. It's a nude beach faux pas to
Yeah.
be dressed on a nude beach.
Yeah, the idea
You're
is
supposed to be
you're only
off
there
the
to-
beach with your binoculars and your camera.
Yeah, the idea is you're
know that
creeping
from
around.
experience?
But other than
No.
that, it's like
I'm too lazy for that.
If I have to
No,
look
you
at
just
your
use a drone.
wrinkles, you have to look at the wrinkles in my clothes. Like fuck off.
Eric says nose and our wife stroll by in the background. That's not nice. I don't like the referring to Miss Lady Rackets as our wife. I think that's the meaning to her. Like honestly, Lady Rackets is nice. Like she's a lovely woman. Jesus, that fucking pin drop. You can hear a fucking pin drop in here. Whatever.
No, I believe you. I just have no comment for it. I have no commentary.
Fucking cricket. Customers are clipped. A Little Life, heartbreaking viral obituary tells the story of a man bullied at school for being shy, shunned as an adult, and exploited into working 364 days a year as a cleaner for $10 an hour before being fired on Christmas Eve and dying alone at age 76. A heartbreakingly candid obituary details the sad life of Brian Eldridge. The Minnesota man died age 76 with no friends or family after a lifetime of exploitation and ridicule. His story went viral as many paid tribute to the man they didn't even know.
Yep, that checks out.
So, this is him. Where's the fucking obituary? Oh, there it is. Brian Eldridge obituary. May 1947 to July 2023. Brian was a quiet, shy boy and man. He was bullied as a child and teenager because of his shyness and vulnerability. As an adult, he didn't fit in. He never learned to use a computer or a cell phone, which kept him from applying for most jobs. He worked and supported himself through paper outs, aluminium can recycling, and janitorial work. He was exploited by employers. His last job was cleaning a bingo hall at midnight for $10 an hour, 7 nights a week, 364 days a year, with just less than the minimum weekly hours to have any rights or benefits. His employer fired him on Christmas Eve with no notice. He'd worked there for over 15 years. He had no friends or family who kept up with him. He was quiet, smart, generous, and lonely. When found in his apartment, he'd been dead for at least 4 days. I'll miss him. Oh, dude. That's So Brian Eldridge pictured with his brothers Steve Left, who wrote the obituary, and David Senna, who was schizophrenic and died in October. Steve said David's death contributed to his callous honesty in the obituary. God, that's fucking damn.
Yeah. It's like it's like homeless Maggie from the town I was in a bit. She was a mainstay of the town. Everyone knew who she was. They tried to help her out, but she wasn't homeless because she owned property. It's just just one of those things where she just couldn't
God damn, Costy.
From it.
I like articles like this. Makes me feel better about myself.
Yep.
You're
You're
going to hell, same as me.
There's a
No,
thing as
Costiel by hell.
statistics for a reason.
Costiel by hell. Ken Scansling Count says, I met Lady Rackets and spent time with her. She's a very nice and genuine woman. Yes, I get that impression. Yeah. Everybody I've spoken to who has met.
I hope to God not at the sex toy store.
Who has met Kayla is like, yeah, she's a lovely woman. She's like super nice. So Stabby says, to be fair, Our Lady never strict hours preaching immorals to us, so I'm less inclined to judge her. She's involved in the same activities we need to give Nick crap for though. Yeah. So yeah, that's that was a sad story. 6-year-old shocking boast after shooting his teacher revealed, I shot that bitch dead.
Good for you.
The shooting on the 6th of January 6th. What? Was it at the Capitol? left first grade teacher Abby's Werner with severe injuries. So he's an anti-Semite 6-year-old as well. God. Abby's Werner was left with severe injuries to her torso and hand after being shot on the 6th of January at Rechnick Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia. Motherfucker, you don't expect, granted, sometimes there are shootings at elementary schools. You don't expect to get shot by one of the fucking students in your class.
Well,
white person you do.
I've been to quite a few schools where that was a possibility, but not by a 6-year-old. You got to wait until like 4th grade for that.
I think this 6-year-old, as Stabby says, I think this 6-year-old is the one who disabled the magnetic locks at the Capitol. The 6-year-old boy who pulled the trigger of his mum's gun made the shocking comment, according to unsealed search warrants obtained by WTKR. I did it, the schoolboy told officials after the shooting, according to the affidavit. I got my mum's gun last night. What the fuck? How does a 6-year-old have the presence of mind? Like
the mens rea.
The presence of mind to get his mum's gun, take it to school, like put it in his bag, take it to school, get mad enough to take it out, and then pop his fucking teacher twice, apparently.
A well-educated
And dude,
6-year-old.
How light is that fucking trigger? Like, I know it's a woman, but Jesus, a 6-year-old can pull it? What is that, a fucking half a pound trigger? God
no
damn.
clue.
The mother of the student pleaded guilty to federal gun charges in connection with the incident as part of a plea deal. She'll be sentenced in October. Yeah, and of course the kid can't be charged because he's 6. Like,
yep.
Jesus fucking Christ. So this is Jesus fucking Christ. I cancelled our honeymoon after my wife edited my son from wedding photos.
Did they also edit the fucking Y deal out?
Going through photos. So, God damn this fucking. Going through photos from your big day is meant to be a happy occasion. It was anything but for this couple. Taken to an online forum, a groom shared how he noticed a significant absence from his wedding photo, his son. The man said his 12-year-old from a previous relationship was nowhere to be seen in the snaps, despite playing a huge role in the actual day. She loved him like he was her own. At first, I was in a state of shock. I thought it was the idiot photographer who did this, but then my wife told me the truth. I couldn't really believe it was her who asked him to be edited out, he continued, adding that she'd always shown love towards the boy as if he were her own. He then recounted instances where she had shown him genuine affection, like decorating his room and paying for holidays for him. This is obviously a stock photo. She even gave him pocket money beyond what I gave him and always bought him stuff. He then claims that she adored him and embraced him instantly, and if she hadn't, they would never have been married in the first place, hence his confusion now. The wife's justification was that she wanted photos of just the happy couple, but that's bullshit because there were other family members who weren't cut out of the photos, he said. He also noted that his wife kept the original unedited photos, but he was still mad at her. He flew home early from their honeymoon. I lost my temper because it felt like she was excluding him and the argument escalated. The man said the wife said that he was overreacting, but the situation got out of hand. To make matters worse, the whole debacle went down on their honeymoon of all places. At one stage, she even threatened to call his son to show that he didn't care about being cut out, but the man told her not to get him involved. So instead, she called her mum for backup, and they ended up telling him to go easy on her as she must have been overwhelmed on a big day. Oh, God, what a cop-out.
No,
the allegation ultimately led to him canning the honeymoon altogether and going home early. So he left his wife on the honeymoon. Dude, your wife got railed by someone else on your honeymoon, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which do you
Plus,
really
she
want?
lied about liking his son.
Oh, she's trying to erase the son.
No,
That's kinda
because
fucked up.
previously she was acting nice to her the son, but I think that was all an act.
It was
just
all
to
an
get
act
the
just
marriage.
to get the ring on it?
Yep, just to get the ring. Now she's locked in, and now she don't give a shit about the son anymore.
Fucking evil stepmothers and shit like that.
Oh,
where
I
do you
haven't-
think?
yeah, I have an
where do
evil
you think
stepmother.
that trope comes from?
Where is Tim for these articles?
Sleeping.
Tombolo and Rumble says, hey, Thermo, for the Australian news, check out Logan Arthur death cap mushroom killing by an ex-daughter-in-law. Dude, is that another mushroom poisoning story? There was one earlier this week that my daughter showed me. Actually, no, it was my daughter's boyfriend. It was a guy in West Australia picking mushrooms off the he saw mushrooms on the side of the road and picked them and cut them up and cooked them in a dish and ended up in fucking hospital.
What the fuck? That was stupid.
So it was your
Don't do that.
daughter's boyfriend's girlfriend?
No, my daughter's boyfriend.
If you don't know what it is, don't eat it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but apparently he does it all the time. But he had a book of mushrooms and fungus. Yeah, Crystal says I saw something like that too. Yeah, it was on 7 News.
Yeah, I saw that this week.
So yeah.
Did we add that into Australian news?
No, I didn't care enough to add it. But yeah, but that's weird that Tombolo said there was a death cap mushroom killing. So I've just looked it up. I've added it to Aussie News, so we'll go through it.
Nice.
Yeah. So a migrant boat sinks in the Channel, killing 6 people. So this is the UK is going through the same shit we went through with the boats, the boat arrivals.
But they're not taking the same actions that we did.
Well, no. Well, the interesting thing is the boat went down 20 miles off the French coast. The French coast rescued everybody and took them to the fucking UK. So they took them the rest of the way.
So they were smart.
Crystal says Australia only has one story this week, Matilda's.
What?
The World Cup, the Australian Women's World Cup soccer team made it through to the semi-finals. We made it through the round of 16, and we've made it through the round of 8. Unlike the American soccer team.
Woohoo!
Which we'll get to next. But yes, so yeah. Unfortunately, some migrants have died trying to cross the Channel. So, kind of related, but not. Remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about the migrant barge that they were.
The barge
that they were, the prison barge that they've turned into a migrant barge. Yeah, all the migrants that they put on there, they've had to evacuate. Because they've detected Legionnaire's disease in the air conditioning.
Holy
shit.
So yeah. Which I thought was funny. All right, let's go to everyone's saying yes. I saw this the other day because obviously Women's World Cup I don't really pay that much attention because A, it's soccer, and B, it's women's soccer.
It's
so that's
football.
That's doubly. No, in Australia we call it soccer because we have 8 other fucking types of football.
Rugby and
we
shit.
call rugby football. We call the rugby league football. We call AFL football. Like it's all football. So soccer's the one that we call soccer. So tough.
Get your foot
up.
I
saw titties. The first I saw was this President Biden congratulating them on their incredible run, and I thought, wait a minute, what's happened? Why would you congratulate them on their incredible run unless their run has finished? And it had. Let's have a look. Ignore Benny Johnson. He knows nothing about.
Do not play the sound on it.
Do not play the sound on it.
They will actually copyright strike you.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah.
Okay.
But yes, Benny Johnson knows nothing about soccer. After winning world, eliminated in the 16th round. No, you idiot! It is the round of 16, and it's not a free kick. It was It was penalties. It was a penalty shootout. So let's watch.
All right, let's see how.
Wow, so progressive, letting Joe Biden play.
Oh, come on!
And that's it.
Get choked.
That's like, too bad. That's too bad.
It's kind of like sarcasm right over an autistic's head.
So yeah, Piers Morgan wrote a piece, of course. Don't cry for Megan Rapinoe and the humiliated U.S. women's national soccer team, or U.S. women's national team. They're a bunch of unpatriotic losers. Yes, there is a. Does this have the photo of them kneeling? Of course, the thumbnail picture. Where's the photo of them kneeling? You can't call them unpatriotic and not have them fucking kneeling. Jesus, Piers. Yes, but Donald Trump.
You can't have them losing to boys.
Well, I was actually hoping that in their group there would be a team that had a biological male, and that biological male would just fucking crush them, and they'd lose like 14-0 to the team that was just biological male. Because Megan Rapinoe was out and saying, "Oh, look, I think I have no problem." As I'm leaving, because this was her last game, she's retired. So, and look, there's some serious schadenfreude going on. Donald Trump eviscerated U.S. women's national team and reignites his feud with Megan Rapinoe after she missed a penalty that got them knocked out of the FIFA Women's World Cup. Nice shot, Megan. The U.S. is going to hell. Because of course his feud started when they didn't want to go to the White House when they won the Women's World Cup. The shocking and totally unexpected loss by the U.S. women's soccer team to Sweden is fully emblematic of what is happening to the once great nation under crooked Joe Biden. Many of our players were openly hostile to America. No other country behaved in such a manner or even close. It's totally terrible. Woke equals failure. Nice shot, Megan. The USA is going to hell. MAGA.
You should do Trump speaking in pigeon.
Oh, I have a pigeon. I have the this week's pigeon story later. I might try that. It'd be really fucking hard. So yes, Monkey was fire. Does anybody have the fucking photo of them kneeling? Yeah, there's Megan. Oh, kneeling. This is in 2016, but they did it this one too. They wouldn't stand for the anthem. Like, I'm sorry, if you're representing the country in the national team, you stand for the fucking anthem. Like, if you want to, when you're playing at home in an exhibition match or for your regular team, sure, take a fucking knee. I don't care. But you're representing the national team. If I'm the coach on the national team and you take a fucking knee, you're out. You're on the next plane back home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you absolutely have the right to do that. And you've had your right. You've made your statement. Home you go.
Yeah, the country is supporting you. The least you can do is support the country.
Well, presumably you're there to represent your country. If you're not proud of your country and feel like it deserves representation, why are you here?
Don't you know
that means you're there for yourself. So, and it's true because when they asked her what was her proudest achievement, she said equal pay. So it's like, okay,
equal pay. We'll pay them equally when they do equal effort.
No, it isn't equal pay. Go look at their pay scale.
Yeah,
it's not equal pay.
So
they're getting paid
what
more.
They earned. All the men have to split it 50. That ain't equal.
Yeah. Well, the irony is now that they signed their new deal, where
marriage, how they split it.
It's like, well, I think I tweeted that it's ironic that now that they have to split the money with the men, they've suddenly forgotten how to win. So yeah, let's jump over to
Aussie fuck that bitch.
Let's jump over to Aussie news. I hit the button to stop it and it played it again. I think this is what Tom Bolo was talking about. Mushroom deaths, yes. Legan Arthur. All we know so far about Erin Patterson, the cook who hoisted the fatal lunch where death cap mushrooms are suspected of killing 3 people. And what's funny, you know, what is funny about this, but only to me, I was explaining to my daughter's boyfriend that this, like years ago, there was some Chinese tourists or maybe permanent residents or like students who...
Chinese people.
Well, it was a Chinese student. So it's Chinese students who came to Australia and actually died because they picked death cap mushrooms and like cooked them up. And then all of a sudden there's this fucking story about death cap mushrooms.
Yep.
So yes, a Victorian woman is under investigation by police after mushrooms she served at a family lunch are suspected of fatally poisoning 3 guests and leaving another fighting for life. Was known as blunt and somewhat shy by residents in her small town. Erin Patterson from Legan Arthur, 2 hours east of Melbourne, is said to have invited to the meal estranged husband Simon Patterson, his parents Gail and Tom Patterson, 70, along with Gail's sister Heather Wilkinson and husband Ian, 68. Simon pulled out of the lunch at the last minute, but Gail, Tom, and Heather were dead in a week, and Ian remains in critical condition in hospital. Fucking hell.
Wow.
Bullet dodged. Or mushroom dodged, I guess. Fucking hell. Doctors initially believed the patients were suffering from gastroenteritis or possibly a nasty bout of food poisoning, but as the weekend drew to a close, it became clear that the situation was far more serious. Ms. Patterson was interviewed by police who said the victim's symptoms were consistent with eating death caps, which are the most poisonous mushrooms in the world. So, of course, they grow everywhere in Australia. An official toxicology report is yet to be completed.
Australia just wants to kill you guys.
Everything here wants to kill you, yes.
Yes.
If it's the weather wants to kill you, the trees want to kill you, the wildlife want to kill you. Everything wants to kill you, even
your neighbors and your family members want to kill you.
The natives want to kill you.
The attack Pomeranians.
By emerging accounts from residents in the largely Christian rural town of Legan Arthur, Ms. Patterson was a harmless though distant and somewhat odd person who liked to cook, was a good mother and neighbour. Described to the Australian, was naive and into unicorns. Sid White, who had been the president of the Corumburra Community Development Action Group for more than a decade, said Ms. Patterson was responsible for pulling together the community newsletter. The Borough Flyer is out 4 times a year and contains local news, information on events, advertising for local businesses. Ms. White said he found Ms. Patterson's manner to be blunt and she rarely engaged in small talk, but that she did her job well. Actually, you know what I'm doing? Send this article to my daughter so that she can read it to her boyfriend.
I'm starting to think you think her boyfriend's a dumbass.
What? Why would I think he's a dumbass?
Where'd you get that from?
Because you basically telling him, hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I was explaining like I said, it's one of those things that we were talking about something else. We're talking about death cap mushrooms. years ago, and now there's a story about this.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, I need to learn to just ignore Dave. But yes, the Borough Flyer was put out 4 times a year, contains local news, information, events. Mr. White said he found Miss Patterson's manner to be blunt, and she rarely engaged in small talk.
She likes to take that blunt, doesn't she?
Blunt, likes to have a blunt. She was quite capable of putting the flyer together. I found her all right. It's really relevant. This feels like a case of accidental poisoning.
Yeah, it is. Like, there's no malicious intent. That
hang on a second. Hang on a second. Ms. Patterson and her estranged partner Simon have had 2 high school age children together. The children were also present at the lunch along with Ms. Patterson. Did not become ill after being served different food to the potentially tainted beef Wellington.
Wait a minute.
All 3 went to hospital. All 3 went to hospital when other guests showed symptoms.
Okay.
No, that's not X. They're estranged, Costy. Simon had previously spent 21 days in the ICU after becoming ill when he collapsed at the family home in 2022. It was one of a number of mystery bouts with sickness.
Okay.
Daily Mail Australia doesn't suggest Erin tried to poison Simon or her 4 guests. Well, you just did.
But
you just did. Several of Simon's friends have told Daily Mail Australia he never once accused his wife of foul play. Sources have even told the Daily Mail Australia the fatal lunch had been an attempt to repair the failing marriage as part of church mediation. Miss Patterson was involved in the church, and though it appears not as heavily as her in-laws, Ian Wilkinson, who was clinging to life in hospital, is a local Kurrumbara Baptist church pastor. Jesus. Fucking Christ. By neighbours' accounts, Miss Patterson had a fondness for animals, blah, 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 blah. Homicide squad detectives continue to investigate how the 4 guests became seriously ill. It could be very innocent, but then again, we just don't know. Yes, do not eat mushroom. Like, come on, don't pick mushroom. Like, just go to Woolies or Coles and buy some fucking mushrooms. I know they're expensive, but Jesus,
or
grow them. Expensive.
Grow them yourself. Cultivate them.
Maybe. Yeah. Can you build up a tolerance to death cap? I mean, maybe. I guess you can build up a tolerance to most poisons. Walks like a death cap and talks like a death cap.
To acid freeze?
To antifreeze. I've watched The Simpsons. You use it to make the wine better.
I hear you get tolerance from bullets if you start like.
You only have to be shot. You only have to be shot 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. So you start with the
before you become bulletproof.
Smallest caliber, and then you move your way up.
Sex workers complain sales are down as inflation continues to pound the economy. No pun intended. Sex sells, but it does when the price of almost everything. But does it when the price of almost everything has gone up? Sex worker Jenna Love is a Sydney, Australia-based escort, and she's currently watching her industry adapt to these strained financial times. When you're a sex worker, you're relying on people to have disposable income. So Ms. Love saw the cost of living crisis coming from a mile away. Again, no pun intended.
Tim, is that where Tim's at? Is he hired this chick?
Yeah, no, Tim went all the way down to Sydney to hire someone called Jenna Love.
I mean,
that's where Tim is today. We're feeling the pinch.
He's one first to tell that on stream.
This feels like a whole bunch of innuendo as well. We feel the pinch with this stuff quite early on.
Confirmed that suspicion. Tim is with an escort right now. That's why he didn't want to show up.
Right. But yes, people are cutting back. Economy bad. Sex workers most affected.
So is the strippers.
ABC is exiting Twitter. So ABC's national broadcaster shut down almost all accounts on Elon Musk's X. It says interactions on the platform are toxic as it closes down almost all its Twitter accounts. See ya. Tom Bolo says AI is coming for Ms. Love. This is the Communist Party of Australia showing its support for the voice to Parliament.
Naturally.
Over in West Australia. This guy looks like he's straight out of fucking the Eastern Bloc. Kind of related.
That fucking sucks.
The West Australian Premier.
Posted.
Sorry?
What Biden just posted.
What Biden just posted.
I'm determined to ban assault rifles.
He could be as determined as he likes.
I know.
The West Australian Premier Roger Cook has announced a repeal of the Aboriginal Cultural Heritage Law. So this is the law that was very confusing and nobody seemed to understand. We covered it a couple of weeks ago. It was allowing organizations to blackmail other organizations for the right to do stuff. It was very
more importantly, the one we covered was
I think
trees along the river.
Yeah, look, I think I saw a lot of discourse around this that Albo is saying, hey, you got to get rid of this fucking law because it's going to hurt us with the voice referendum, because a lot of attention was being drawn to this law and it being, oh, you'll have that on a national level and it'll be enshrined in the Constitution. So yeah, who knows? Like honestly, I think the voice is dead. I think that referendum is not going to get up just because of West Australia. I think West Australia is going to vote no, and that's going to be the ball game.
Yep.
Because you need all the states to vote yes. So,
whilst in Victoria, we are also looking at getting a treaty with.
And Victoria's doing their own treaty. I think the states are just going to do their own thing.
I thought the voice was a stupid initiative. It really is.
Yeah.
It's redundant. They already.
I don't know. I like Delta Goodrum. I think she's good. So this is the voice. They shouldn't have called it the voice because it just makes you think of that.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of that voice.
Australia could be getting its own Disneyland after city identified. So Disneyland could be coming down under in what could be the final piece of a puzzle of making this city the happiest place on earth. I think it's Melbourne. Yeah, it's Melbourne.
Yep, Melbourne.
Australia could soon be getting its first Disneyland. Why?
I don't know.
That's what
because we want to suck Disney's cock. I don't know.
The question is it least
to ride
Crystal? You need a double majority.
Property.
You need a majority of the states and a majority of the people. So
Thermo, is this Disneyland going to be leased or is it going to be owned by Disney?
I don't know. We don't really have those kind of special economic zones like the.
No, so like if it's owned by Disney,
they're going to do it out at Avalon.
Oh, out there, really?
I know a huge block of vacant land hasn't been ruled out by the airport's chairman either. So,
like Shanghai Disneyland and Tokyo Disney are all licensees.
Yeah, they're not run by Disney. Yeah, they're just licensed. And of course, the biggest story in Australia today. The football gods have the Matildas on the precipice of Australian immortality. So yes, so Sydney, sometimes the footballing gods get together with their counterparts from the rest of the sporting pantheon and concoct something special, leaving those below scratching their heads as to how it's all possible. How else can one possibly begin to explain how after a dramatic, goalless 120 minutes of football, it took 20 penalties, the most ever in a World Cup, men's or women's, to finally separate Australia and France and send the former through to the semi-finals of the Women's World Cup. That's fucking insane. 20 penalty shots. It's insane.
20. That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of effort, man. Holy shit.
Someone's trying to break kneecaps out there.
Justify how, after Mackenzie Arnold's first save of Kenzie Darley's ninth effort for France was called back by video review for straying off the line, the Matildas goalkeeper stood up and saved the second attempt. Explain how Corny Vine, who has spoken of imposter syndrome she regularly confronts as part of the team, being the one to step up, beat Solange Durand and send Australia to the Final Four. This is a bit flowery. I should have a better article, but let's see.
Yeah.
Wait, did I stop sharing it? Oh, God damn it.
Yes, you did. You stopped sharing.
all they did was hit back. So yes, Australia's going through to the final four. So
The Matildas only have 2 more.
for the first time in history. The men's or women's team, neither team has made it through to the finals of the World Cup. I don't even think the men have made it to the quarterfinals too. So good job. All we had to do was host the fucking thing. Turns out.
What's the highest scoring game you've ever seen?
I've no idea.
No, all they had to do was give the U.S. women's equal pay to allow all the teams to have actually a chance.
Yeah. What else do I have?
Yeah, what else do we got?
That's done. So I'm just going through stuff I've already read. Almost done. We're almost done. I think it's time for pigeon news.
In Donald Trump's voice.
I'll try it. I don't know how long I'll be able to do it for. Concern over Nigeria. No, that doesn't sound right. It's better that I do it in the. You have to do it in the right accent. Crystal says the ratings were insane too. Second highest sporting event ever televised for the quarterfinal.
True
Fourth highest was the
coffee.
game before. I think the semi will become the
He
first.
needs to get back to that bear relationship.
Look, globally, it's doing fucking fantastically, and like ratings wise. And you know what? I think the reason is our time zone is fucking perfect for the global, like for global games, because we're hosting them 7:30 at night, and that's falling at perfect times in the US. Like it's absolutely yeah. Apparently, it's just absolutely killing it globally. So, yeah. Concern over Niger uranium they grow after coup. The recent coup for Niger. I'm gonna all the Niger coup stuff. We're gonna do it in pidgin. Don't create fear on the top of wet and go be the future or the country rich supply of uranium. The radioactive metal will be the fuel for the nuclear industry. Nigeria now the latest country for the African Sahel region where military regimes don't take over, following similar coup will happen for neighboring Burkina Faso and Mali. Nigeria number 7 for world in terms of biggest uranium producer. Even though not like 4% of global production come there from DR, for 2022, the EU nuclear agency Euratom reveals say 1/4 of the uranium where the European Union been import come from the country.
That's
Ken
wild.
say, please stop using the N-word. It's not okay to use racial slur.
That's amazing. Not that they had the coup and all that other stuff, but watch. Here comes Nigeria with becoming the next energy powerhouse. If they actually,
the EU already receives 1/4 of its uranium from Nigeria.
Yeah,
so
but
it's mostly
like,
France though, because everybody else turned off their reactors.
I'm not saying how easy it will be for them to do it, but them actually building new nuclear reactors and have an uptick in their tech because of the movement.
In the last 10 years, only Kazakhstan, where be neighbor with Russia and China, been export more uranium. Give France, where past the one where Niger export. Last month, coup put question mark for the supply. Fear they said the new junta gonna cut the uranium delivery sake of the European sanction and boycott, but no be say na the junta talk omesh tukumsha. If it happen, Euratom say enough uranium for world market where they fit meet EU need for 3 years. So that matter no fit cause Kasala now. The French nuclear company Orano, where them been former called Avera, where get mined for Niger town for elite talk said their work go still continue even after the coup. Recently, France don't increase where the uranium supply they come from where Sabi people say they fill in the gap if Nigeria cut off supply. But markets say people say these stop gaps they fall inside Russia and China hand. If Nigeria pursue the French and welcome the Russia or Chinese ego tight market for Western needs, this not according to within Sabi person on political risk management Ben Goran tell Tory people DW News. Kazakhstan, where they control 40% of world uranium production, recently sell 50% share of one of the biggest uranium mines give Russia. China self don't they pump plenty money investment inside the country. Dude. That's terrible. Where was I? The China National Nuclear Corporation done already put about US $480 million for Nigeria on top of uranium exploration. This non-wetting, the China Ministry of Commerce revealed now sake of say them one get more stake for the global control of uranium. The EU, where include France, won come their hand make them know to they depend on Russian uranium. Even when EU place sanctions on Russia for oil and gas, them no touch uranium. And EU and Russia, they look like them want keep the status quo. Olga Gonwin talk say any threat to supply from Nigeria go keep Russian uranium for key role. Oh my God, this is a long article. Meanwhile, any cut in supply fit affect Nigeria too. First of all, Nigeria fit hard to find another partner to help mine and follow sell uranium give. Secondly, if it said the country go get less money from uranium export and Nigeria not to carry that like that. The landlocked country, now we are foreign aid make up 9% of the GDP and about 40% of government budget. Some Western partners, they also act like say they one follow within US by pausing some of the aid to Nigeria, where fit cause economic downturn to the 25 million people for Nigeria, of which 40% they live inside poverty. The country get one of the lowest rankings for the United Nations Human Development Index. It carry 189 position out of 191 countries. If Nigeria loses France as buyer for uranium, their new military leaders fit offer them to China. This now because China now Nigeria's second biggest investor after the former colonial leader, will be France. Even though Russia never officially confirmed that said their hand there inside the coup, pro-Kremlin people for Nigeria don't praise them. Worried, they say Wagner mercenaries fit seize the opportunity to reach the country uranium and their other natural resources like diamond, gold, and oil. Russia influence also worried the people on top of security matter. For Wali, where they're close to Nigeria, thousands of Wagner fighters in full the country after them being faced their own coup. Since then, Mali don't experience more violent attacks by extremists. As at now, US and France, they operate military bases for Nigeria to take fight jihadist activities for the country and wider region. Oh, last bit. And then I'm going to need a drink. Oh. Tam's arrived just in time. Hey, Tam, I'm just doing pigeon news. But Wet and Go happy to the base no clear and worries they say insurgents go use the political instability to take grow.
What's that word right there?
Reach. Where?
Right before uranium.
Right before uranium.
Never mind. Moving on.
Nigeria.
Sorry. Oh, is that what? Okay.
Yeah, there's a G missing. This fit be the reason why ECOWAS and the Western partners, they push constitutional order for Niger. Them they fear say weak state cause Niger uranium, where get civilian and military use into the wrong hands for the region. We are militant Islamists, they active, and we Russia and Wagner Group, they expand the influence. U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, and the other countries don't give their support. ECOWAS and they work them, bring back the constitutional order. ECOWAS bring give Nigeria. Look, I'm just watching the view count drop.
Where are you all going? This is the best part of the show. Like listening to Thermalite sound retarded is the best part of this show.
No, Costi, I'm not saying Nigeria wrong. Hang on.
Or was it because I came in? Oh, maybe that's why they left.
Oh, dude, that's harsh. I'm going to play that after this. ECOWAS been give Niger coup leaders 7 days to step down or face intervention. Now on Sunday, the deadline expired. Since then, ECOWAS don't said them going to hold summit for Abuja, Nigeria capital on Thursday to discuss Nigeria political and security situation. Till then, I fear they catch everybody on top of Nigeria matter and wider region. Overdone like Nick's manifesto. That's fair.
Did Nick have a manifesto? Did I miss that?
No, Nick
Can we have the sperm donation article again for Tim?
No, I've closed it.
How much? What are they paying?
Let's download this. Sorry.
How do you verify that you're unvaccinated for the sperm donation? Like, how do you?
It's a black market.
That's not a requirement. It's a black market. So you're not white. You're too black.
What? Black market sperm donation? Like, okay, like any homeless person in the street.
Мы говорим нигер, поддаваясь французской моде или в рамках толерантности? Почему нигер? Нигер же всегда.
Может быть и нигер. Я не знаю, по-разному я слышал, так сказать, поэтому я готов и так, и так.
Нас же в школе учили нигер. Я просто что-то изменилось.
Я в школе нигер не учил, честно вам скажу. Вот. Но дело не в этом. Вся Западная Африка...
Географии у вас не было.
Не было. Вот.
Однозначно был в школе нигер.
Нигер. Мне тоже кажется нигер. А сейчас как-то мы по-французски все нижер.
That one guy knows. That one guy was laughing when he was saying it.
Where's Tim? He's not here today. Is he?
No, Tim's off this week. So.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, you've rocked up so late. This is the final stretch.
It's been a hard. What do you mean final stretch? It's only been 2 hours. What time is it?
3 hours actually. Kevin Deere twins reveal real reason they quit basketball. Address haters. I don't know who the fuck is that. Are. Yeah.
Haley, is a Ryu article.
Haley and Hannah Cavill. Yes, of course, it's a fucking Ryu article.
Is it on the Post?
And it's because they're attractive-looking women. That's why.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're women.
Well, why did you
more for Tim? Because
they make more money.
You wanted Tim to go. You wanted Tim to be triggered and be like, "I don't know who this is.
Who are these people?
Are they thoughts as well?
I could do that as well.
They
do.
Look
at them. If they breathe.
Oh wait, they're twins though. Oh wait, now I'm more interested now.
So Tim would be subscribing to their OnlyFans.
But yeah, they make
I got
more
banned from an
money.
airplane because I was wearing a cosplay bikini. You'd think you would think the TSA would be fine with that. They'd be like, "All right, well, we're clearly not carrying anything."
She of course, she's cosplaying as Rebecca.
No, you have to check.
Yes,
He was
really
barred getting on a flight in Brazil. Ooh-wee.
Yeah, she also has an OnlyFans.
Of course. Everybody's got one.
I don't.
Mia Khalifa responds to backlash after encouraging women to leave unhappy marriages.
Have you been getting yelled at by the wife to like hurry this shit up? Like why are we speed running?
No, because these are the last 3 articles. I'm literally in my list.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, thermal kind. Why can't
They're
we
most
watch their
brutally
fucking video?
telling things.
He's speed running. I don't
He
know why.
is, isn't he?
No, Tim not being here makes it faster.
How does it, he doesn't even. He just complains.
That's why
Exactly.
it makes it faster.
Like me.
That's why it's so much
Cara
quicker.
Kennedy.
What?
Okay,
That's
I'm
why.
ready.
But can we watch Mila Khalifa trying to backtrack?
And the show's over. Good night, everyone.
That's it. That's the show.
Yep, that's a show. Show ends when Thames rise.
Yeah, that's right. Tem arrives, show over. So yes, thank you.
I'm glad to bring you some boons in your life. Oh, what the hell is that?
Well, you did miss one, Thermo.
No, I didn't.
No, nobody missed anything you posted.
Yeah, there was one. Little Kim had a wardrobe malfunction.
I skipped that because we can't see the wardrobe malfunction. I don't need to see blurry pixels. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching.
You know that's
tuning
Kim's
in.
favorite girl, right?
What happened to the days when we used to go till 4 in the morning? What happened to those days?
Well,
Dead,
you know,
gone.
You guys don't even show up anymore, like till halfway through the show. So
excuse me.
It is 8 in the fucking afternoon on a Saturday. I had to bail my buddy out of prison today. Like fucking hell.
At least he didn't. Well, he didn't have to bail you out of prison. So
no, I'll die before I go.
He's the one that actually did have to get bailed out of prison.
I do have stuff to do, so because it's still my Sunday.
Sandwich.
That's right. I got to go make my wife a sandwich. My gluten intolerant wife have to make her a sandwich. Yes, and Costi has hit the nail on the head. So
yes, he does.
You're cutting into my time.
Yeah,
reasonable and accurate.
So everybody, chat knows what I'm talking about. We're all playing fucking Baldur's Gate 3. So
make sure to grill those mushrooms really well.
Yeah, I've got to go. I'm going to go and pick some mushrooms to add the food from the backyard.
I'm a poor. I can't afford Baldur's Gate 3.
With that, Paul.
Anyway,
where is Baldo for Baldur's Gate 3? How is he not like?
I have no idea.
Pimping that shit.
Oh, Thermo, have you got to the bear yet?
I didn't even do that. I skipped that. Like I think I'm at the end. Like I'm about to fight the big bad. So I've just got to tie up some loose ends, and then I go on the final section.
You just have to bang all the chicks, and then you can
literally tie up that loose end.
I tried to bang the
What color was her
skin?
The
red chick.
Oh,
but I missed it. I must have missed an opportunity, like missed an opportunity or something. So, anyway,
Thermo is the bear.
Have a great week, everyone.
I knew he was a furry.
I'm not.
I'm
a level 12 sorcerer, motherfucker.
Confirmed level 12 furry.
Fuck.
We're all nerds, and we're going to go.
Just embrace it.
Fucking nerds.
He's a level 12 furry.
Filthy.
So yes, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll be back next week.
I'm glad I could make the last 3 minutes of the show.
That's right. Peace.